For tonight's honorary first kick. Tonight's honorary first kick is Allen's Fire Chief, Mr. John Boyd.
Welcome to the Allen Event Center, where tonight the Dallas Sidekicks host Utica City in the first ever meeting between these two MASL sides. Utica City comes in second in the East with a 10-3 record, a game and a half behind Florida. They've won 4 straight. They're looking to match their longest winning streak of the season with a victory here tonight. They're 4-2 on the road, facing a Sidekicks team that enters the contest with a 5-game losing streak, 2-12 overall, 2-5 here at the Allen Event Center. I'm Pete Stein along with Matt Thornton. And, Matt, this is a Utica side that you saw play last night in Mesquite, and they are a big, fast team. The Sidekicks have their hands full tonight.
Boy, they really do. And, I mean, you talk about size, strength, quick on the ball, and they've just deep, too. You know, and they've got a few guys that are dealing with injuries on the team. But frankly, Pete, I mean, you just look at them. They don't get knocked off the ball very easily. Defensively, they converge on the ball quickly, and their counterattack is very impressive.
Dallas Sidekicks head coach Simone Bozes has had a chance to watch Utica City as they entered the Metroplex last night and played the Outlaws.
An entire game twice. So watched it yesterday and then watched it this morning when I woke up. First thing, I woke up early and I watched it again. And, yeah, I mean, I played, it was called, back then it was called Syracuse Knights. 90% of the players, I think, are the same guys. I played them on my first season and never played them again. But it's funny to see the majority of them there. That means that you have a team not only of strong physically, as you can see by the size of some of these boys, but also, too, there's a lot of veterans there. A lot of guys that played 5, 10-plus seasons. You can just, you know it because I remember playing them 4 seasons ago the first time. So the target, one of the midfielders, the defenders, a lot of those guys. And then they also brought a couple of the guys that were Barracudas last season with them that they added on. So they have a very experienced team outside of physical, which is, I think everybody saw on the TV. I think I heard you make a comment that one of them looked like a bodybuilder or something like that. So, yeah. There's a big boy. That's a big boy. He's well fed. Yeah. Good guy.
So Simone Bose is familiar with this Utica City side. I was all ready to talk about Andrew Coughlin, the goalkeeper, 9-1 with a 4.33 goals against average, a 703 save percentage. But he's getting a break tonight. It'll be Matt Perella in goal tonight for Utica City.
Yeah, and Perella, he's got 2 games under his belt, 1 win, has a 4.15 goals against average with a .783 save percentage, 789 save percentage. Very good in the minutes that he's been in goal. And I'll tell you, this Sidekicks team, they got to be excited not to see Coughlin because he put on a clinic. Had back-to-back blue cards last night. Never seen that before. Not only is he stopping balls, but he's also taking people out. So kind of an impressive player.
Juan Gamboa will be at the other end tonight for the Sidekicks. He's got a 2-8 record with a 6.7 goals against average, stopping nearly 65% of the shots he's seen. And he's one of the lucky ones for the Sidekicks because he's been able to stay healthy. Injuries have been a problem for this side.
No, so now it is official. Cam's done for the season. Maybe last game, maybe. So the 3 guys that I had with experience and enough youth and everything, which was T.J. Nelson, did not recoup in time. We put him against Sonora, smaller fields, but still the knee immediately sore the next day. Nando Garza just did a surgery, so he did not make it. And then Ricky and Freddie are our veterans, but they're in the later stage. So we only have today. Actually, I feel it's a good day. We got Juan, we got Ray, we have Evo, and so different from the last couple of games that we had to play. I believe Andy got his first couple games this season. There's a lot of guys. So we ran the numbers on Saturday and Sunday, and 11 guys is their first season from the 14, 15 that we took to Mexico on a doubleheader.
So you heard Simone Bozes at the beginning of that soundbite talk about Cameron Brown, and I know he's a fan favorite, and everybody's disappointed to hear the news that he's out for the year.
Yeah, tough break for him. I talked to him pregame. He said in training and practice, the last practice they had, last play, he went to block a kick. It hit the bottom of his foot, and he said he just felt his knee get a little tweak there, and it doesn't look like he's going to come back. He said, Matt, the challenge with my knees, that I've had in the past, I just don't want to keep, testing them, and when they stiffen up like they are, it's really hard to play, and so he's a guy we're going to miss for sure, Pete.
Yeah, and the Sidekicks will certainly miss him because he has the potential to be a prolific goal scorer, but he's been dealing with that injury all year. It hasn't been a 100% Cameron Brown that's been on the floor this year.
Yeah, not 100%. Only seen him in a handful of games. And with the rookie youth movement that the Sidekicks had this season, they really needed his veteran savvy in there, and just haven't had it. But thankfully, they've still got Freddie Mugin, and Artur Evo is back again tonight, so that was good to see him.
So City FC kicks off as we get underway. City wearing the black and blue strip, and the Sidekicks in the familiar green and white as they're on defense to begin. Perella launches a ball toward the top of the arc in the direction of Yelovitz, and Yelovitz has been playing really well as of late. This is Lipe winning the ball for the Sidekicks.
Yelovitz just huge. I mean, the guy is massive and, isn't afraid to distribute the ball, too. He's got, 11 goals, 15 assists this season, so he's a great distributor.
Moises Gonzalez, who you might remember from Rio Grande Valley last year, on the field. This is Obasi, who I know you were impressed with last night.
Wow, Obasi, 6'4", and moves like a guy who's half that size. I mean, he's so fluid and just great on the ball. I just can't believe when I watch him play. He just is kind of a freak of nature, honestly.
This is him in the referee crease right now. Showing those long strides, getting to the line, playing to Togba, but Gamboa makes a sliding stop, kicks it right back to Togba.
Great to see Juan Gamboa getting involved early, getting his feet underneath him.
Freddie Mugin coming into the game as the Sidekicks make changes on the fly. Also into the game is Diego Barato. And Barato's played well since coming over to Dallas from Mesquite.
Yeah, in fact, Pete, he's one of my guys to watch. Dallas Sidekicks midfielder Barato was acquired via free agency from the Mesquite Outlaws back on January 24th. And with every game, you can see Diego's confidence growing. He had a spectacular match against Monterey Flash on February 10th where he netted a couple of goals. He's one of those Brazilian futsal players that Sidekicks head coach Simone Bozes really covets, and you can see the positive impact Barato is having on this Dallas team.
Any other players we should keep an eye on tonight?
Yeah, another guy for Utica City. We talked about him initially. The man to watch is forward number 3, Bo Yelovitz. The Serbian got his start in the MASL back in 2012.
Dallas has taken the lead, 1-0. A goal from an impossible angle from Freddie Mugin has the Sidekicks on top.
And there's the man, number 88, Freddie Mugin, with the lightning goal. That was awesome. Right in the middle of my speech, too. I love it. Interrupt me all day with a goal, Freddie. And you can see the replay. And he's got back to goal here, spins around. And I don't even know, off the wall, collects it again. And, man, just takes a poke at it, Pete. Gets it in the back. I mean, you said impossible angle. I don't know how he got it in. Look at that. Oh,
beautiful toe poke to the upper 90 into the far side netting. And Mugin has given Dallas the lead 1-0, and we're early in the first quarter.
Just put them on goal, fellas. Shoot, shoot, shoot.
The Sidekicks coming in with a 2-12 record, trying to end a 5-game losing streak. Utica comes in 10-3. They've won 4 in a row, but it's the Sidekicks who have broken out on top, and the Sidekicks are putting a great deal of importance on this game tonight.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, I think they feel like they're about 3 wins maybe away from the playoff hunt. So they're not giving up. Don't give up, Sidekicks fans, because this team certainly is not.
Yelovitz plays the ball back to the Dallas side of halfway. This is Obasi looking for a target. He lays it off for Callahan. Callahan keeps it on the ground, sending it up the left side to Yelovitz. Nice backheel pass, and then the shot coming off the right foot of Schindler, who was looking for a handball, but no call forthcoming.
Great job by Christian Quintana getting his head in front of that ball, too, and blockering it away off the wall. Nice defensive play.
We've played nearly 4 minutes, and the Sidekicks have taken the early lead on a goal from Freddie Mugin in the opening minutes. Glad you could join us on MASL TV. the first ever meeting between Utica and Dallas, and Simone Bozes talking in the pregame about this team seems very familiar to him. A lot of these guys played in Syracuse. And a foul called here with 10:46 to play.
That's Kleber Bismarck there, who's just, his defense has been impressive against Moises Gonzalez. Gonzalez had a heck of a game last night, a couple of goals. Certainly a guy that the Sidekicks defense need to pay attention to.
Ryan Hall, the head coach at Utica, he played collegiately at Syracuse. He played with the Syracuse Salty Dogs and the Rochester Rhinos, so he's got extensive experience. Ball played off the inboards into the area. Gamboa keeps it from going in. The rebound goes out to Gonzalez. Here comes Dallas on a counterattack. Lipe up the left side trying to find Evo, but it's intercepted and controlled by Ben Raymond.
Yeah, what a play by Juan Gamboa there, because Nate Bordeaux was right on the doorstep, one-timer, and Gamboa just there, able to block it away. Great job by Wando.
Bordeaux, the team captain, who's been coming on strong as of late. He had a little bit of a slow start to this season, but he's got a 3-game point streak. He plays the ball to the left side. Dallas takes it away. That's Gustavo Piedra getting it to Arthur Evo. Yelovitz intercepts the back pass. Shot fired off the inboards. It comes out back to the line. And Vitali has it.
Yeah, Nate Bordeaux, another guy that played extremely well last night. And he's not big in stature. He's probably the, quote, smallest guy on the team. But, man, he plays with a lot of heart.
Yelovitz in the corner. Played back out to Obasi. Obasi being hassled there by Barato. There's another save. Going down to the ground, diving to his left to make the stop is Juan Gamboa, keeping this a 1-0 game.
Great stop again by Juan, man. He's keeping his team in this game right now, and his defense really needs to get his back and help him out.
Segura's deep in his own end, switches the attack to the left side. Piedra approaches halfway, moves into Utica territory diagonally, plays it to the right wing for Barato. That is sent back to Bismarck. Bismarck's made a good first impression since joining the Sidekicks.
Man, he really has. I mean, he is just, a lot of guys struggle to make the indoor transition, but he's just been fantastic.
Milano's in the game now for Dallas. The ball's taken away from Evo. A wall pass intercepted and a shot blocked. Quintana trying to pull the trigger on that shot, but is denied. But Dallas maintains possession, and the Sidekicks make changes on the fly here.
How about that defensive slide from James Togba? Man, he slid in there and just took that right off the foot of Christian Quintana. I'm telling you, Pete, this defense for Utica is very impressive. You can see their shape, very disciplined. They converged on the ball so quickly, too.
They're back defensively right now as Dallas tries to penetrate. Aguayo sends it back to the keeper, Gamboa, back to Aguayo. Aguayo's being marked by Callahan. Dallas deep in their own territory with 7:50 to play. Gamboa sends it beyond halfway, but Obasi intercepts. Now a battle for possession in front of the benches, and Dallas comes away with it. Fired from distance into the seats, off the left foot of De La Gala.
Yeah, Raul coming across there, and Freddie Mugin, too. Nice work on the wall to get the ball back.
So a timeout with 7:38 to play in the first. The Sidekicks lead 1-0.
The Mesquite Outlaws would like to thank Miter USA for providing today's match balls. Miter, founded in Huddersfield, England, is among the world's oldest sporting goods brands, starting production in 1817. Miter is a proud partner of Major Arena Soccer League, providing arena-specific match balls to both the MASL and MASL2. The MASL and Miter share a long-term vision to see arena soccer grow in North America. Miter's Astro Division ball is the official game ball for MASL League play. Miter's Astro Division is designed specifically for play on artificial surfaces. It features a more accurate flight than the average ball and has a 30% reduced bounce to make it play more efficiently in arena soccer. Thank you, Miter.
A big weekend for the Dallas Sidekicks. They're 2-5 at home, hoping to get a couple of more wins this weekend. Tacoma coming in on Sunday. the Sidekicks are still thinking about the playoffs.
So we're 3 W's away from being in the fight. And the boys know after the trip from Mexico and the practice that we have, it starts today. It has to start today. A team that played yesterday, a little bit more tired, experienced team, tough team, but all we need is that confidence to get back into the W's. And so I believe that if we win today, we're going to start a little Stencier stretch. That's what all the captains, the veterans guys that we have there, they're excited about what we've been doing and where we're going. And it's hilarious because every coach that I talk to of the other teams in the league, they're like, we love watching your team. It's so different than everybody else's. He goes, the problem is that you make these small mistakes. And I go, yeah, it's called experience, right? He goes, but the day that you guys correct experience, you guys are changing the game. Every single coach has told me that now. I'm up to like 8 coaches that told me that. And they said that they want to start doing the same thing because it's always the same and they're over. And I go, yeah, we were on that path, and then we had the dark season, just almost like we had to start from zero again. And then this season, a lot of the guys that were on this team that had 4 or 5 seasons, they went to Mesquite, and so which is good for them and good for Mesquite too as well. So that way they don't start with all new. And so I think that we got a good foundation that we're building on for next season.
And a good start tonight. A good start tonight with a 1-0 lead with 7:08 to play in the first, but City FC has possession now and moves into Dallas territory. That ball gets sent behind Boudreaux, and now Dallas, deep in its own end, in trouble. Callahan just misses wide left. It caroms out to Lipe, and Lipe begins the run down the left flank. Yep. Lipe looking for some support, fires it in, and it's 2-0. What a quick trigger for Lipe!
Beautiful job on the counterattack by the Dallas Sidekicks. Took that scary moment, turned it around. Lipe de Andrade running down the left side, and that ball just exploded off of his foot. Back of the net, the Brazilian, the rookie. Man, what an impressive shot he has.
Who needs support when you got a shot like that?
Right? Oh, man. I mean, you can see just, there you go. And there's the replay. He just absolutely beats the goalkeeper to his right side. And, one of those futsal guys who's, making that transition, Pete, still trying to figure out the indoor game. It's a harder game in terms of you're going to get bodied more. You're going to get pushed off the ball. He's starting to figure it out, and you can see that.
Not the start that Matt Perella was hoping for tonight. In goal for Utica City, trailing Dallas 2-0. Less than 6.5 minutes remaining now in the first quarter.
And I will say the Dallas Sidekicks have done a much, much better job than the team Utica played last night in getting back on transitioning on counterattacks. They're doing a phenomenal job.
Yelovitz in the corner, strong on the ball, being tightly marked, able to find the open man over on the right side, puts it at the feet of Vitali. This is Tagba. Milano watching him. Sent back to Perella. Perella drives it in deep. He's got Yelovitz as a target man in the corner. Yelovitz battling with Aguayo.
Great job by Aguayo and the Sidekicks. They're not allowing the pass out. Yelovitz is so good at distributing, and they didn't allow him to do that. Great job.
Now Baranto marking Obasi. To Tagba. Through ball, sent into Yelovitz. Doesn't have a great first touch, and Aguayo defends him along the wall, and it's sent back out to Obasi. Utica has a good sense of where everybody is on the floor.
They really do. Their spacing is brilliant. They're very sound, disciplined team in maintaining their shape. Very good team.
Come on, fans, let's hear it.
Second in the East at 10-3 coming into tonight. Picking up a win last night in Mesquite, playing on the second night of a back-to-back. The Sidekicks had their feet up watching that game last night.
They did. A bunch of players told me they were watching me last night. So watching them, listening to me. So it's always fun to hear that.
Raymond plays it over to the right side for Darren Toby.
Dallas foul.
Yeah, Barato.
Foul call.
Sorry, Barato got him. Yeah, for sure.
First of the game.
Easy call.
By the way, our officials tonight are Ryan Segich, Ramiro Cruz, Daniel Radford, and Frederick Heiler.
Yeah, I like Sidekicks. He did a
really good official.
He really is. He did a good job against the Tropics San Diego game. Hey, I thought his crew did a phenomenal job, and that was a great game to watch.
He did a game here earlier this season. I told him he did a good job, and then he went over every call he missed. I'm like, he really did a good job.
Great job by Freddie Mugin there. Just blew that play up and then got it back to his team. Freddie's having a great game tonight.
Dallas is playing well on their end of the field. They're playing some really nice defense here.
They are. They are.
Aguayo trying to get around the big man.
the muscle man, Schindler. That's the guy. I think he went out and wrestled a steer last night and then came and played an entire soccer game. That dude is a hoss.
Aguayo plays it back to Piedra. D'Souza posting up at the top of the arc, tried to leave it for a teammate, but it's taken away, but cleared only as far as Bismarck.
Yeah, Segura just couldn't quite get there to it, but it was a great idea. You love to see that. You'd like to see Felipe play a little crisper with his back to goal, but you're starting to see he's kind of getting the feel of it.
This is Segura along the left wing boards, approaching the City FC line. Bismarck lays it back to Piedra, ahead to D'Souza. Callahan all over D'Souza, who gets it back to Segura. Square to Bismarck. Leaves it for Piedra. Bismarck will go to the bench. Aguayo's back out for Dallas. And the man getting tripped up here is De La Gala.
I was going to say Momo got him, right? I mean, there's no way they're not going to call that. It was a little late.
His first of the game.
Euros Momic picks up his first. Piedra will get the free kick. Dallas leading 2-0 in the first quarter. 2:37 remaining in the period. Lipe scored the second goal and is on the ball here. Mugin scored the first goal, breaking the seal on this game early.
And look at Yelovitz, just knows exactly where Lipe wants to go, the left side down that wall, and just closed it down.
D'Souza has it poked away. There defensively for Utica was Schindler.
And Sidekicks, man, playing a great game. You know, we see this a lot from this team, Pete. The first half, the first three quarters, really good job, and then they kind of fall apart at times in the fourth. But, man, right now, so far so good.
Ricardinho with the free kick from the top of the penalty arc, trying to feed it over to the left side where Mugin is posted. Mugin's got it in the corner now. Lipe holds it in for the Sidekicks. Mugin not able to get around the defender, Raymond. A wall pass to Yelovitz, and Utica begins the counterattack, but Dallas is doing a good job getting back on defense here.
Yeah, they really are, and that's one thing Mesquite just could not do last night. They were struggling because they had men flying down the line wide open, and Dallas has done a nice job of stopping it.
This is Gonzalez firing and scoring, and he cuts the deficit in half.
Not surprised that Moises Gonzalez is the first guy on the board for Utica. He had an incredible night. First couple of goals last night, and, man, he just gave Mesquite fits. And, you know, you see there he collects the ball and turns, spins, shoots, and has a heck of a shot. He's got a really heavy shot with a lot of velocity on it.
His first shot tonight is the first shot of the game for Utica, and it finds the back of the net. Dallas scored goals on their first two shots.
Yeah, Moises, a very impressive player. That's the thing about Utica; they've just got guys that can across the board score. It reminds me, frankly, a lot of the Tropics. Same way, you know, Tropics have many guys who can score goals. Utica's, sorry.
No, I'm just going to say they're chasing the Tropics right now. They're only a game and a half behind them in the East.
Yeah. The Beast. Boy, that division is impressive this season.
Barato getting it out of the Sidekicks in, sending it across halfway, but not able to make the connection with Evo, and here comes Utica.
1 minute remaining in the first quarter.
The Central New York side trailing 2-1 as we enter the final minute of the first quarter. Obasi in the center circle. Utica City making changes. Vitale's in.
Look at the footwork. It's just so good.
Obasi accelerates off the inboards, past Yelovitz, And Dallas will go on the counterattack as Milano sends it to the left side. Evo controls it. Back to Milano. Less than 30 seconds to play in the period. Milano trying to move inside the line. Got bumped off the ball, but Dallas keeps possession. Evo has it. Togba there defensively. Now Aguayo runs up to the ball for Dallas. Sidekicks still have time in the period. We're winding our way down to the final 10 seconds as Milano looks for a target. Chips it toward the area, and there's Obasi. And time will run out in the first period. Dallas scored the first 2 goals, and the Sidekicks have a 2-1 lead over the second-place team in the East. Freddie Mujan opened the scoring with an even-strength goal at 2:25. Lipe followed with a blast at 8:16. Both men score unassisted. Nate Boudreau assisting Moises Gonzalez here late in the first. Even strength for Utica to make it 2-1, and that's where we stand going to the second period.
Yeah, an impressive quarter, for the Sidekicks. I mean, I really liked what they did. I tell you, the thing about Utica is they really get back so quickly in transition. They get the defensive, they collapse on the offensive player, and then push the ball down the field quickly. And, man, the Sidekicks did a phenomenal job of tracking back, making sure that there's no odd man chances, no odd man opportunities. And, again, just that one mistake, the defender kind of gave a little bit too much room to Moises Gonzalez to turn and shoot. And that's all it takes is just that one little mistake, and you give up the goal.
Officially 3 shots in that period. 2 for Dallas, 1 for Utica, and it's 2-1.
Wow, it's a 100% game. Let's see if that stays.
Wow.
That is pretty impressive.
The scorekeeper might be a little bit stingy on giving those shots out, but nonetheless, that is the official total.
Well, okay, so we just update. I just literally updated. Utica City's got 4 shots. Okay. Sidekicks have 2.
That actually sounds more like it.
Right. Well, we love our guys over there for sure. But frankly, sometimes the internet's slower than our guys.
Right. Yeah, 4-2 the shots. Utica with a 2-shot advantage, but I thought Dallas played really well in that first period.
Extremely well. They did a really nice job. And the other thing that was impressive too was on offense, they were maintaining possession in their offensive side and not, sometimes we see them go up, they get the ball, and then they immediately lose it back, right? But they actually did a good job. They got some nice playing back-to-goal target men from Felipe de Souza. I thought had a nice job. And then, boy, Freddie Mujan looks like a man on a mission tonight. I don't know if he drank some extra Monster or something, but, boy, he's really been active tonight.
Sidekicks certainly fired up, hosting this Valentine's Day match between the Sidekicks and Utica City as we get ready for the second period.
The love is in the air, Pete. You can just feel it. You can feel the love.
There's a lot of sweetness around here.
Sweetness.
The Sidekicks leading 2-1 as we get ready for second quarter action. Second quarter underway. 2 teams switch sides. And Utica City chases it down in their own end. Ricardinho comes away with it.
One thing to keep an eye on, Pete, the Utica City only dressed 13 men tonight. 13 men. So they do not have that extra 3, frankly, that can really help you out at times. Only got 13.
Yeah, and they got 2 goalkeepers dressed out.
Well, actually, I think I looked down there. Andrew Coughlin is in street clothes.
Oh, is he in street clothes?
Yeah.
I saw the 2 keepers in the warm-up, but I guess they decided just to dress 1 tonight.
Yeah, Mr. Stretch is sporting the stretch suit.
So 13:50 remaining here in the first half. The Sidekicks took an early 2-0 lead, but that's been cut in half. Oh, that was a nervous moment there for Juan Gamboa. Couldn't find the ball, but it's off the high glass above the crossbar, and Dallas comes away with it.
Yeah, Wando, man, he just got his foot out and just got enough of it to careen off the top of the goal. Whew, scary.
Sidekicks with possession. Moving across halfway up the left wing boards. This is Piedra, marked by Togba. A strike from distance, and that one's easily handled by the keeper, Perella.
Yeah, Perella just got in front. He saw that all the way in. Not going to beat a pro goalkeeper with a shot like that very often.
Momich being pursued there by Christian Quintana, who's having a really nice season for the Sidekicks.
Yeah, he's becoming a nice two-way player.
And this is Quintana winning the ball off the wall. Played back to Bismarck.
Yeah, I would have liked to see him hit Felipe down there on the left. Felipe was open, and I don't think Quintana saw it. Missed opportunity potentially.
Segura sends it back to Gamboa. One-touch pass off the wall to D'Souza, who gets tripped up, and that'll draw the whistle.
Yeah, Callahan easily got him on that one. It's an easy call.
Liam Callahan, the midfielder, called for the foul with 12:01 to play in the second.
Felipe tells me, he says, Matt, they hit me a lot. And I say, man, you're a target man in professional soccer. They're going to hit you a lot, my friend. But he gets back up every time.
That ball gets headed by Obasi to Perella, who puts it right back at the feet of Obasi. De La Gala backing up as Obasi approaches halfway. Sends it up the left side to Gonzalez. Gonzalez, the goal scorer for Utica City, late in the first quarter, has his pocket picked here.
Great job converging on him there. That's what you got to do to Gonzalez.
Milano retreating, being tightly marked by Boudreau. Gamboa in front of his own goal, sends the ball out toward halfway. De La Gala gets to it first, beating Togba to the ball, but it's out of play.
Ooh, man, Bordeaux got a piece of that too with Juan Gamboa trying to hit it down the field, but Nate Bordeaux, the captain, got a piece of it. Sidekicks very fortunate.
Utica City with 11:13 to play gets it back to their keeper, Perella. Perella making his third appearance of the season. Looks for a target. Drives it down to the right corner. Boudreau gives chase. Sent back to midfield. And the Sidekicks control. Sidekicks on the counter attack. This is the speedy Lipe. Togba forces him to his right. Milano takes a shot. Perella knocks it down and grabs hold of it.
Yeah, Togba did a great job on Felipe, not let him get that shot off.
Togba loses it here. Lipe finds an open man. Evo's looking for a handball call on Vitali, but nothing forthcoming.
Yeah, I didn't see it hit, but even if it was very incidental.
Yelovitz, he'll fire, and that one goes into the seats. Might have been deflected by a sidekick.
Ray Aguayo there doing his thing with the block, man. He's so good at that. He's just been very, very good. Probably the best on the team, frankly, this season at blocking shots. One of the league leaders, too.
Darren Toby restarts play. We've played nearly 5 minutes of the second quarter. Sidekicks holding on to a 2-1 lead.
Defense.
Mugin and Lipe have scored for Dallas. Gonzalez has the goal for Utica City. Shot sent in by Callahan, and Gamboa will keep it in the area as he chases it down, moving to his left.
Boy, a deft move by Juan Gamboa. Not only grab it, but to stay in his box. I mean, he had to put the brakes on.
Look out, Schindler with an interception here, setting up an opportunity. Dallas does a good job getting back on defense. Callahan sends it to his left. Now it comes back right for the captain, Boudreaux. Schindler playing it back to Raymond. Raymond plays it into space on the left wing side, received off the wall by Yelovitz, who gets taken down by Bismarck.
Yeah, and, I actually don't like that call. I thought Bismarck, he certainly backed a little bit, but, you got to give him some space to be able to play the ball, too.
It was good defense, even if there was a foul called.
Yeah. A veteran-savvy move from a rookie. And here's the play again, and you can see certainly, you know what? I take it back. Bismarck got his right foot out there, and with the trip, so that was a good call.
Gamboa smothers the ball with 9:15 to play. Dallas holding on to a 2-1 lead.
Yeah, they're going to time out here, it looks like, for the Sidekicks.
So the Sidekicks take the timeout. The timeout comes with 9:14 remaining in the second quarter. Remember, the Sidekicks are back home here tomorrow night to take on the Tacoma Stars. That's a 7:05 kick. A couple of more games coming up in the month of February. We'll have a new Vodka Sunday Fun Day, February 23rd, when the old San Diego Sockers, an old nemesis, visits Dallas. That'll kick off at 3:05 on the 23rd. And then another Derby night coming up February 28th when the Mesquite Outlaws visit. That's a 7:35 kickoff here at the Allen Event Center. Remember to follow the Sidekicks through social media at Go Sidekicks Official on Instagram and Facebook, and at Go Sidekicks on Twitter. And remember, you can always get tickets starting as low as $10. Call 469-393-0160 or email tickets at DallasSidekicks.org to get information on getting your tickets and getting in on the ground floor of this rebuilding project here with the Dallas Sidekicks. We heard Simone Bozes talking about it earlier. They feel like they're building a good foundation here. The wins have not come as frequently as they would like, but they like the direction they're headed.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, and you look at it, gosh, you got to look at this team scored 188 points last season, did the Dallas Sidekicks. 118 of those points are now on other teams. I mean, I don't care who you are in any professional sport, take 118 points of 188 off and move them away, and you're going to struggle at times. So, you do see the foundation of a good team here. The Brazilian futsal guys that have come in have really made a great difference. Guys like Barato, Lipe, Bismarck. I think we're going to see a lot of great action from some of these players going forward in the future.
Lipe making his presence felt tonight, scoring the second goal. And we've seen the Sidekicks, as you mentioned earlier, get off to good starts. The difference tonight is they got 2 goals out of it.
Yeah, exactly. They don't often get up by an extra goal. Now it's obviously 2-1, but still, you got to love that because now they can play that possession style that they love. They don't have to worry. They don't have to force the ball. And I'm going to be honest, this Utica team, 13 men on a back-to-back, they've got to get tired at some point, Pete.
No doubt. It's how they fight through that. And we've seen the Sidekicks take advantage of teams playing on the second night of a back-to-back here at the Allen Event Center.
Comets, Tacoma, you're absolutely right. Both wins for the Sidekicks. Coming off a back-to-back.
Toby plays it up the middle to Gonzalez, who's the goal scorer for Utica City tonight. As we approach 8 minutes remaining here in the second quarter, Utica still looking for the equalizer. Togba sends it into Gonzalez. Gonzalez back heels it for Togba, who takes a shot that's deflected. Gamboa goes down on one knee and grabs hold of it.
Yeah, nice job by Juan Gamboa. It's a hard shot too, and you can see too. Look at the defensive of the Utica. They immediately went to their men.
Another block. I think that was Aguayo again. And look out, here comes D'Souza on his own up the left side. Shoots, and Perella goes down to make the save. And Schindler is there to control it for Utica City.
Beautiful job by Perella, and that's not an easy shot to stop, man. He was point blank and just read it left, dove left, got it. Nice job.
Oh, Yelovitz with a nice one-touch pass, and that sets up the left-footed shot and a goal for Callahan. We're tied at 2 with 7:27 to play in the second.
And there is that counterattack, Pete, right on display. Had a great opportunity, a great shot on the offensive end by Felipe D'Souza, and then boom, Yelovitz right to Callahan, back of the net, and they're just you just cannot stop and watch this team. You know, they're going to streak down this field. They're going to go and they're going to score on you. And the second you stop and watch the ball is the minute that they're going to score on you. So great job by Utica.
Well, the 2-goal lead has disappeared for Dallas, but we're in a 2-2 tie with 7:27 to play in the second. Simone Bozes talking to his team down on the field. And Simone Bozes, he doesn't want candy. He doesn't want roses. There's only one thing he wants for Valentine's Day.
I told the players it would be nice if they can give me a W. That's all I'm asking for. Give me a W, and that will be my happiest Valentine's Day in the history of Valentine's right now. And, because funny because my wife, Valentine's anniversary and her birthday are within 48 to 72 hours, all three of them. So, yeah. So for me, it's like a Christmas all over again in February. So today, the boys just said, if anybody want to give me something, I'm going to be giving out a lot these 3 days. If somebody wants to give me something, I would love to. It would be a W. That's where we're at.
Sidekicks got off to a good start, but Utica's come back and tied it up 2-2 with 7:27 to play in the second.
Yeah, and there you have it. The coach wants a W. He's feeling the love, and unfortunately, that job just got a little bit harder. And that's the thing, again, with Utica. You just got to stay on the off man. You can't stop and watch, because the second you're going to watch that forward with the ball, your man is going to be streaking down the field, scoring a goal. And they just do such a good job on the counterattack. Reminds me, actually, you know what it reminds me of? The Rio Grande Valley Barracudas last season. They put on a counterattack clinic last season against the Dallas Sidekicks. And you know what? That's kind of what we're seeing, from Utica now. They've got a couple of players who are Barracudas.
Including Moises Gonzalez, who scored their first goal at 13:25 of the first. And now Liam Callahan has added to that. Boudreaux and Yelovitz with assists tonight. Mujin and Lipe scored unassisted in the first quarter for the Sidekicks. We're knotted 2-2. And Utica's out shooting Dallas now 9-7. Dallas with 5 second quarter shots to 3 for Utica City. After the equalizing goal, Dallas kicks off.
Yeah, and they need to get their heads up. This is a 2-2 game. There's plenty of time. They're against a team that only dressed 13 players. And, there's a foul.
Callahan just pushes Barato down to the turf.
Yeah, Barato just turned, and I think Callahan was just kind of standing there, but he realized.
D'Souza right at the line. A man goes down. That's Momich. Right back up. No whistle as D'Souza breaks toward the area. Quintana back to Gamboa. Pushes it across his own line, getting pressured from Raymond. Sends it up the middle to Barato.
Juan went with the all-black Gometa gloves tonight. I like that. They're all black. It's black on black. They look really sharp.
With a nice white kit.
Yeah.
He's been good back there tonight. He's been good all season.
Yeah.
Don't let the numbers fool you when you're trying to judge the play of Juan Gamboa.
Good point. Yep, very good point. He gets a lot of shots that he faces.
He's under a lot of pressure, and there's been some turnovers in front of him that has set up easy goals. It goes against him and his goals against average, but he's made some spectacular saves along the way.
Sidekicks doing a good job here, just maintaining possession. It's exactly what Simone Bozes wants, just to cycle through.
Gamboa finds his target man, Quintana, left of the area, marked by Vitale, takes a shot. Yelovitz is there in the area to block it. Evo finds Milano in front of the Dallas bench.
Good play by Yelovitz there, because I'm not sure the goalkeeper found that ball, and Yelovitz just stuck his foot out.
Yelovitz may have been screening him from seeing the
ball. Fair point.
This shot goes wide left, taken by De La Gala, who then goes crashing into the boards. And finally, that ball gets cleared out toward halfway by Perella. And now Utica City is able to build the attack. Callahan just playing it into space, hoping that Yelovitz could get there first, but he doesn't. And the Sidekicks win possession back.
Good.
Milano was there.
Good play by Milano, indeed. Spin it off the wall.
Oh, Milano's got Lipe, and Lipe's got his second goal of the game!
What a great play, man. Alex Milano. I mean, that was honestly, Lipe, beautiful job back of the net there. But, man, Alex Milano, hard, tough work on the wall, spins out of it, runs down the right side across to a wide-open Lipe de Andrade, who puts it in the back of the net. Man, that rookie is so impressive. And here we're going to see the replay. Milano just right across Lipe, back of the net. And you didn't get to see all that hard work that Milano did ahead of that.
Well, I was going to say that's a great sequence for Milano, and a lot of it starts before we pick up that replay.
Great point. Great point. Yep.
And Dallas is back on top, 3-2, as we go under the 5-minute mark here in the second quarter. It's the second time Dallas has led tonight. Utica has not yet held the lead in this game. They fell behind by 2, tied it, and now Dallas has gone back in front on a beautiful play by Milano, finding Lipe, who's got 2 of the 3 goals now for the Sidekicks as a foul is called.
Yeah, I think Freddie Mugin tripped Toby.
Dallas foul called on number 88.
It is Mugin who's whistled for the foul.
Obasi says, Mugin, you can't stand 2 inches from the ball.
Sent into the corner for Gonzalez. Back to Togba. Tees it up on his left foot, but plays it square to Obasi. Obasi trying to move inside the Dallas line, but is denied entry, and Dallas goes on the counterattack after Mugin gets the steal, plays a wall pass that Schindler intercepts, and it is sent back to the keeper, Perella.
Man, I thought you could have got Obasi on a little bit of an obstruction there, because it looked to me like Freddie Mugin was off to the races, and Obasi grabbed his shoulder, kind of pulled him back. It's subjective, no call, but I think it could have been.
Just want to see him be consistent with it.
Yep, good point.
Togba gets taken down, and Barato gets called for the foul. There's a long ball sent to the inboards. Gonzalez is there, off the inboards into the area. Nobody there for Utica. Quintana trying to get it cleared for Dallas, but is forced to the wall. D'Souza gives chase along the wall, and there's another foul.
Yeah, D'Souza literally just barreled directly into, I think that's Callahan, 44. And man, I mean, he just like he kind of turned, looked up to run, and I mean, just plowed directly into Callahan.
Man, Callahan is folded up like a lawn chair.
Yeah. Oh, ouch. Yeah, and you see there, you see the kind of the shoulder into the face of Callahan, and actually D'Souza might be lucky not to get a card on that one, because any contact above the neck is going to get called as a card. And Callahan now needs to be careful, because he is jawing with Barato, and it's off camera right now, but Callahan is hot. He's very mad he didn't get that card, and he's still arguing his case. And it looks like Ryan Sigich is telling him, you got to calm down, my friend.
3:35 remaining in the second. Sidekicks lead 3-2. Schindler with the free kick. It's Obasi who restarts play now, sending it to the left wing side. A little give and go as Momich breaks into the area. The ball is outside the Dallas line, and a shot partially blocked off the left foot of Callahan. And here comes Dallas on a counterattack. Sidekicks moving quickly through the middle third. D'Souza with the overlapping run. Momich is there defensively and wins the ball along the boards. Chip by Schindler to Callahan, who leaves it for Momich. He makes the run up the left wing boards to halfway. Switches it right to Obasi, who crosses the center stripe between the benches, holds the ball, looks for a target.
Couple of good jobs there, both on the Sidekicks and Utica, getting back on defense quickly, not allowing the counterattack.
Obasi in the corner, wraps it around the inboards. It's poked away, gets only as far as Schindler. That's intercepted at the top of the arc, and again, Dallas is coming out of the back with lightning quick speed. D'Souza on the left side. He's got Perella out of position. Perella handles the ball outside the area.
Yeah, easily. Yeah, no doubt whatsoever.
I don't know what Perella's argument was.
No, I'm not laughing at him. It was so clearly.
What was he saying? I touched it right here. I don't know what his argument was. He's clearly outside the area.
Yeah, and we're going to get a shootout opportunity.
Perella just lost track of where he was.
Yeah, he did. That's exactly what he did. I mean, a part of me says, maybe it's one of those veteran moves, knowing it's going to be a shootout, and he's pretty good at shootouts. Yeah.
This will be Arthur Evo, and he leads the Sidekicks in scoring this year.
Yeah, I would put Evo or Freddie Mugin in this situation gladly. Both men, veteran players.
Evo comes in with 10 goals and make it 11 and give Dallas another 2-goal lead. They're up 4-2 with 2:20 to play in the second.
Arthur Evo cold as ice on that kick. Man, he just kind of strolled up, took one little touch, and then back of the net. My goodness, what a great job.
Nice to see the Sidekicks taking advantage of the opponent's mistakes.
Exactly. I mean, you got to love it. We don't see it very often, but here you can see just a quick little touch, and then, man, angled left. Perella actually does a nice job of getting up quickly, too, but just could not get there fast enough to cut off the angle.
We've already seen Utica overcome a 2-goal deficit once tonight, but after tying the game at 2, they have conceded 2 goals here in the second quarter and once again trail now 4-2. This is Gonzalez.
This is not a situation the Sidekicks have been in a lot this season, is playing with a lead. So they got to keep their heads, keep their discipline.
Mugin and Evo have each scored a goal. In between, Lipe has scored twice. In the middle third, it's turned over to Raymond. Dallas wins the ball back. I'll tell you what, Dallas, they're matching Utica's physical style here.
I look at that move by Alex Milano, just did a whoop-de-doo, and both Utica players collided. I mean, that was like the old Olay with the bull there.
Yeah,
Man.
Get them to beat up each other.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, impressive.
Gamboa drives it diagonally to the wall, and it comes right to the feet of Mugin. Mugin lays it back toward halfway. Milano rushes up to it. Beating Boudreau to the ball, gets it back to Gamboa. And Dallas on the run again with numbers. A shot that Perella knocks down. It comes out to Lipe, who settles it. Lipe forced to go to his right by Boudreau. Lipe gets it back now. 40 seconds remaining in the period. Lipe marked by Gonzalez along the wall. Play back to Bismarck. Simone Bozes directing traffic from the bench. Ricardinho has it in the center circle. Back to Lipe. The two Brazilians play catch. It's sent to Bismarck in the referee crease. To Ricardinho, to Gamboa, down to 16 seconds. Lipe holding it. Time running out in the second quarter. Down to 10 seconds. Dallas may be content just to hold the ball here and go to the locker room with a 2-goal lead. The Sidekicks at the bottom of the Western Division table lead the second best team in the East 4-2 as we go to halftime here at the Allen Event Center. What a first half for the Dallas Sidekicks.
Holy mackerel, man. I tell you, what a game. This is awesome. Really, really great job by the Dallas Sidekicks. They are playing this Utica team exactly the way they need to play them. They're getting back on that transition, on the counterattack, and then when they get the opportunities, they're counterattacking too, and they're making the most of their shots, being physical on the ball, not getting knocked off the ball, which we've seen, unfortunately, a lot this season. And, boy, I mean, wow. I'm trying not to get too excited, Pete.
Well, you're kind of taking the words out of my mouth because the Sidekicks definitely feel good about themselves going to the locker room, and they should, but There's still 30 minutes to play.
There's always a but, man. There's always a but, That's all right. That's all right. But, I tell you, this young team, this is one thing they're really going to have to do is learn how to play from ahead. I know that sounds cliche.
No, you're exactly right, though.
But you just can't let your guard down, especially against this Utica team.
How about this? Dallas out shooting Utica in the second period, 9-3. We haven't seen a lot of periods like that here at the Allen Event Center.
Absolutely not. I mean, they have. Remember, I hate to draw back recent memory, but I think they had 10 shots in that shutout that they fell to the Tropics. 10 total shots, and boy, they had 9 in one half. I mean, that's incredible.
Yeah, one period tonight, and
excuse me.
Yeah, no, they're out shooting Utica now 11-9 through the first half. They scored the first 2 goals. Freddie Mugen got Dallas on top. This was a great start for the Sidekicks. He scored from an impossible angle from the left corner, and you kind of knew that maybe things were going to go the Sidekicks' way as Mugen scored that early goal, and then Lipe with a blast. It looked like that he was going to need some support on a breakaway. He says, forget that, I'm going to take the shot myself, and he blasted it past Perella at 8:16 of the first to make it 2-0. So a great start for Dallas, but then Utica comes back. Moises Gonzalez, assisted by Nate Boudreau, made it 2-1 with an even strength goal at 13:25. It stayed that way until 7:32 of the second when Yelovitz assisted Callahan, tied 2-2. But then Perella handles the ball outside the area, giving Dallas a shot, and they take advantage. Artur Evo scored to make it 4-2. Before that, Lipe had scored for Dallas as they have taken a 2-goal lead for the second time tonight.
Yeah, and I mean, they really have done a great job. Defensively, a lot of discipline they're showing on the defensive side. And like you said, they're being physical, with this team, this Utica City team, who are just big, strong, fast. And, man, what an impressive showing here for the Dallas Sidekicks. And speaking of strong and fast, man, I am always excited to talk to this legend, this man, this myth, this legend, the one and only forward Cameron Brown. Camo, always great to have you on. We love interviewing you. We're sad, though. I'm sad that you're sitting here because you're not on the field. But tell us what's going on, man. We missed you. We missed you the last few games, and I know you had a little bit of a ding.
Yeah, no, I mean, again, first and foremost, thank you for having me on. Love doing these. Love just being here in the presence of greatness with Matt and Pete here. So, no, I just it's just been a recurring knee injury. Nothing serious, but just a little tweak here, a little sprain here that's kind of kept me out. It hasn't been able, hasn't allowed me to be 100% and be able to, play on the field. And so, again, just a little tweak here and there in training, and it's put me out again, unfortunately, after the last game against Florida, where I felt great and I was starting to make a little bit of a comeback. But unfortunately, there's no other way with me. It's 100% every day and training, and it honestly. I would have it no other way. So just got a little tweak and injury in training, and fortunately,
you remind me of a guy named Des Bryant who practiced exactly the way that you do. He's full throttle, 100%, give up his body every game, every practice, and you love guys like that. But man, it's rough on the body, right? But man, I know the team misses you, but one of the things you offer too, not only just on the field, is your leadership off the field. And you've got so many. We talked earlier of the 188 points the Dallas Sidekicks scored last season. 118 of those points are on different teams. Oh, wow. Imagine that. Yeah. Imagine that. 188 points, 118 elsewhere, which means you got rookies everywhere. Lipe de Andrade, Felipe de Souza, Kleber Bismarck in back. I mean, you just go down the list of guys that are brand new to the indoor soccer game, making that transition from futsal or outdoor. And, you're such a leader in the locker room. Talk a little bit about how are you helping these guys mature and progress?
No, I mean, that's a great point. I think honestly, it's just keeping them positive, keeping them, keeping their mind understanding that, we do believe in them. No matter how many mistakes they make because they're new or anything, we want these guys here for a long time, and we want to accept them into our family and into our culture here in Dallas. So, the transition for any player, any soccer player, whether it's futsal, outdoor, beach soccer, whatever, to come into arena soccer is just a whole other animal.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's going to be mistakes no matter what. I know I made a fair share of mine in my rookie year and still continue to make them today, but, it's always going to be a transition. So, like I said, in the locker room, you keep these guys positive, you keep their heads up, you keep them lifted. And a thing that I really focus on that helped me in my rookie and sophomore year was, focus on the positive. Focus on the positive moments, the memories, of these games. Not so much the score, but what did you do well? And really take those into your head and the next day think about them, the next day think about them, in training think about them, even if you make a mistake in training. Focus on the positive, focus on those good moments that you have. It's really easy to get so bogged down with the negatives. I could have done this better, I could have done that better, I could have done that better. Yeah, of course, but I mean, in indoor soccer, everybody could have done everything better, and so you keep the positive memories, and it really helps you transition a lot quicker.
I love that. I think it's a great point. Look at the look what you did better the last time, this time than you did the last time, right? The constant improvement. It's a great outlook, and certainly, again, somebody with your veteran status, I know head coach Simone Bozes talks about what a great man you are in the locker room all the time, so I know he appreciates that. Let's talk about tonight.
Yeah.
4-2 going into half against the Utica City. I mean, frankly, I watched these guys last night, and this Utica City team, they are impressive. They're big, they're fast, and they're great on the transition. What have you seen tonight from your teammates?
No, fast start. It's something we've tried to really, really focus in on the last 2-3 games has been really, really focus on the first 2 shifts of the game. Make sure you don't give up anything defensively. Make sure you're not, too loose on your man. You make sure you follow your man all the way, and even if you have to get all the way back and clear it out, just make sure they don't score in the first or second shift, which is basically, the first 2 or 3 minutes of the game. And then after that, we'll always have, the more possession because we love to play the possession-based style. So we'll always have that. But if you can just really take the sting out of, a team like Utica who, they played last night. Obviously, their legs are tired. Obviously, I mean, that's just how the schedule works. Every team has to do it. They're going to want to try to score early and then, just kind of get back and, play out the lead and use their defense, use their counterattack ability, to go and make it 2 or 3 or 4-0. But again, I think tonight we did that well. We started well. We didn't really let them have too much space. And then, we kept the ball in the right areas. But then also, we had some great goals, obviously. Yeah. I mean, it's been a great offensive performance from us so far. And, to have a 2-0 lead at one point in this game ahead of, second place in the East is pretty impressive. And that's what we've been saying all year is that, we can play with teams. It doesn't matter, if they're coming off a game last night. I mean, that happens for every team. Every team's going to have to do that. And maybe in the playoffs you're going to have scheduling work out that way. So you got to go through it. But we can compete. I mean, we really are a good, talented team. If we just put a little bit more focus on the defensive end, like I said, our offense is always good. We always have players that can score goals. But we really can compete with a lot of teams in the league.
Well, Boza said he thinks you're 3 wins away from making the playoffs right now. He feels like you guys are still in the mix. Hey, last question here. I know it's the night of love, and you got a lot of love surrounding you with your beautiful wife and your kiddos. Who do you want to send some love out to tonight?
No, I mean, I think the most love obviously goes to God. God has allowed me to be around this franchise. I mean, you have to love Him every day. But
Amen.
Obviously, my wife, my family, my mother, my father. Like I said, my wife, my kids, I love being around them. The unfortunate part about being injured, you don't get to play, but the fortunate part of it is now I get to spend it up here watching with them and getting to see them, during the game, which I don't get to see if I'm playing. So obviously a lot. So
great point. Well, Camo, I know a lot of people love you. We certainly love you up here. It's always a pleasure to have you on, my friend. Thank you so much for spending time with us tonight. And man, we really hope you heal up. You've got a long career ahead of you. We know you're going to get better. Come back next season even stronger.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you guys so much for having me.
All right, thanks. That's Cameron Brown, forward for the Dallas Sidekicks, ladies and gentlemen. The man, the myth, the legend. And giving some love out to Tori. I know she's probably here tonight, not listening to us, but maybe in the replay, he'll get an extra hug from Tori tonight. So, hey, thanks a lot, Camo. We'll see you. Pete, you're back, my friend. Cameron, man, he's such a great interview. I tell you, he's always a good interview.
Definitely a good guy, and I love that he's up here and you get his insight, but I hate that he's not.
I know. I told him that. I said, I love that you're here, but I hate seeing you.
Yeah, right? It's good news, bad news. We get Cameron Brown as a halftime guest, but the bad news is he may be out for the rest of the season, though Simone Boses held out hope that he might be able to play at the tail end of the season, but we'll see how that works out. The Sidekicks getting off to a great start tonight, and they lead Utica City. I know this game is catching the attention of others around the league. There's 2 more games to be played tonight. Sonora will be taking on the Seawolves. That game will be getting started here in about a half hour or so, and the Fury host the Express. That's the other game on the MASL slate tonight. And then there's a busy night coming up tomorrow, as you would expect on a Saturday night, with the Tropics taking on the Lancers. The Stars will be here taking on the Sidekicks. So the Sidekicks will have the shoe on the other foot tomorrow night. They'll be playing the second game of a back-to-back, and Tacoma will have been resting up for the match. But probably the game of the night tomorrow in the MASL is the Baltimore Blast hosting the Harrisburg Heat. Those 2 teams battling in the Eastern Division. There's about a half game separating those 2 teams right now, with Harrisburg sitting in 4th place at 10-6, and Baltimore in 5th place at 10-7. Everybody's chasing Florida in the East. Florida's 13-1. Still, they haven't lost on the road this season. That includes a win here at the Allen Events Center, and they're leading Utica by 2 games in the loss column. Utica coming in here 10-3. Florida is 13-1. Monterey, with their win over Dallas earlier this week, clinched a playoff berth, the first team in the MASL to do so, and they're atop the Western Conference with a 16-1 record and a plus 74 goal differential. They're undefeated at home. They're 8-0 at home. San Diego, remember when San Diego got off to a little bit of a sluggish start and everybody thought maybe the Sockers were going to be down this year? Well, you can put that to bed. San Diego is 12-4 right now. They're not quite a dominant team on the road. They're 5-3 away from home. Sonora right now sitting in 3rd at 8-8, with Tacoma at 6-8 and Ontario at 5-8, nipping at their heels. And then you've got Turlock at 4-10, Mesquite at 4-11, and the Sidekicks right now sitting 8th in the West with a 2-12 record. But right now it's the Sidekicks leading Utica here at the half, 4-2. So it's been a terrific first half of action here for the Dallas Sidekicks as they host this second-place team out of the East. And again, the Sidekicks turn around and they're right back here tomorrow night to take on Tacoma, a team that the Sidekicks have beaten here already once this season. The Sidekicks 2-5 at home, and one of those wins coming over Tacoma in a similar situation as what we're seeing here tonight. Tacoma had played at Mesquite the night before, just as Utica played last night. The only other win that the Sidekicks have against Kansas City, similar circumstances. So the Sidekicks trying to make it 3 in a row when facing a team on the second night of a back-to-back. 3 wins under those circumstances for the Sidekicks. And we talked to Simone Boses in the pregame. He talked about the importance of this game, the importance of this weekend, and starting to get results.
Yeah, he's right. I mean, he's absolutely right. You can't count this team out. You know, you've the top 4, of course, in every division making it into the playoffs. The Sidekicks sitting at 2-12. What he's thinking is, 3 wins, 5. You get to 5-12, and you're kind of in the mix. Tacoma at 6-8. Don't laugh, don't laugh, because I'll tell you right now, this team, they're young, they're hungry, they're starting to get the feel of the game. Simone Boses' system is it's being copied. We see it. I see it across the league. He talked about it in the pregame as well. Other teams watching, seeing what works, why it's working, what's happening with the ball, that possession style. I don't count this Dallas Sidekicks team out at all.
Especially after watching what we've seen here in the first half. But I guess the question is, can they keep that up for another 30 minutes? But I think everybody is just kind of waiting for the light to go on for this young team as they try to overcome some of this adversity that they faced this year with a lot of injuries, losing guys like Cameron Brown, losing the guys that they lost to Mesquite. They're having to rebuild their team chemistry. But the thing that has struck me tonight is that the Sidekicks seem to be playing faster.
Yeah,
which
that's
means
a good point.
The game, I think the game is starting to become more natural for them. They're not out there thinking as much. They're playing smart, but they're not thinking.
That's a great point, Pete. I mean, I think you're right. You're absolutely right because they're playing a little more naturally, like just like you said. They don't seem like they're overthinking things. They don't look like they're playing to not make mistakes, right?
Yep.
You see them so often. They're a little timid. They're worried about the mistakes. They're worried about this, worried about that, and they're a little more free flowing.
Yeah, and we made the point with Utica how aware they are of where their teammates are on the pitch. We're starting to see that with the Sidekicks, and one of the reasons we haven't seen that a lot with Dallas, it goes back to the injuries, and we've talked about this over the course of other broadcasts. Simone Moses has had a tough time suiting out the same team, but they're starting to get some consistency in their playing time.
Yeah, man, every time I go into that locker room to do those pregame interviews, he says, man, I would just wish I could dress the same 16. I really wish I could dress the same 16 every time. And they've just been unable to do it, but you can see chemistry developing amongst some of the Sidekicks players.
Lipe scoring 2 goals tonight, Evo with a goal, Mujin scoring a goal, and Dallas with a 4-2 lead, Gonzalez and Callahan. The goal scores for Utica City, which will kick off to begin the second half. And kind of anxious to see what happens here, especially early in the second half.
Yeah, and I'll see the Utica City has made a switch at goalkeeper. Andrew Coughlin has come in, number 22. Mr. Stretch has gotten out of the suit and in the player's kit now, wearing that yellow. So, I think Utica said, all right, I think we've seen enough now. Let's get Andrew Coughlin back out there.
Coughlin 9-1 with a 4.33 goals against average and a 7.03 save percentage, and gets his first touch here, sends it up the left wing boards, and finds Yelovitz. Yelovitz back heels it into space, and Toby runs onto it. This is Raymond.
Coughlin was very good last night. I mean, he just plays quick. He's on the ball. You can see how far he plays up. It's uncanny. He has no fear of going beyond that line. I mean, it's just unbelievable how far he plays up.
Yelovitz headed it off the corner glass, but it's sent out of play, and Gamboa will have goalkeeper distribution as it was inside the corner flag. Finds Bismarck, who chested down in front of the Sidekicks bench. Back to Piedra. This is Quintana. And this is what we were talking about here just before the start of the half. Quintana, Bismarck, Piedra, those guys are starting to get a lot of playing time together.
They are indeed. They're developing that chemistry. Freddie Mugin, Lipe de Andrade, they're roommates, and they're also good friends, both Brazilians. That you can just see the chemistry developing, and that you don't just flip a switch and get a bunch of guys on the field and start playing great together. Doesn't happen at all.
Away from the ball, Mugin went down.
Yeah, Freddie Mugin there,
and the foul is called against
Vitali. Yeah. And I didn't see the contact. Obviously, the referee did, but Freddie Mugin certainly on the ground.
That's a silly foul, and it gives Ricardinho a free kick from the left wing when Dallas had the ball on their own end. And a time violation here, I believe. And a quick restart. Togba has it, getting it from Coughlin.
And
sent back to the center circle for Toby, to Obasi.
Mistake there by the Sidekicks with that. Man, that's a painful mistake.
And Coughlin ran up to the ball and got play restarted lightning quick for Utica City, which is trailing Dallas 4-2. We've played nearly 2 minutes of the third quarter. Coughlin looking for a target. Nice liner, and finds his target in Schindler at the top of the arc, plays it to the right wing boards, and then back heels a pass to Togba. Togba gets past Segura, fires off the inboards. It comes to Ricardinho, who finds D'Souza. Back to Gamboa.
Yeah, and you would have liked to have seen the Sidekicks be able to break out on the counterattack there, but once again, Utica closing down on defense.
And good patience shown by the Sidekicks not to force the issue.
Yeah, yeah.
Ricardinho gets it back to Bismarck. Bismarck plays it left to Segura, finds Piedra. Sidekicks make changes. Quintana gets it from Bismarck. Sends it up the right wing boards. De La Gala in the corner. De La Gala in a battle there with Obasi. And Obasi wins the ball for Utica City.
Oh, big man. He just used his size. Pushed De La Gala off the ball and took it.
Gets poked away from behind by De La Gala into the corner. Bismarck gets into a bit of a wrestling match with Boudreaux and gets called for the foul.
Yeah, he just got Bordeaux's shoulder there, just pulled Bordeaux back. That's an easy call for the referee. Bordeaux's such an impressive player because he just doesn't have that size, but, man, he's just so shifty and quick and just always finds a way to get the ball.
Bordeaux will get a free kick here from the left corner facing a two-man wall. Lays it back for a one-timer. Togba trying to pass it off the inboards. Gets it back himself. Toby feathers it over to the right side for Obasi. Fronted by Piedra. Obasi with the long legs. Looked like he was ready to pull the trigger, but instead plays it to the corner, and then Toby sends it out of play.
Yeah, Obasi, he's good. He's one of those defenders that just he looks like he'll just take anybody on. You know, he's got no problem. He's like, "Al, front me up and I'll take you on, brother." Really an impressive player. I think I'm impressed because he's just so tall, and I'm kind of a taller guy, and I look like I got cement on my feet out there trying to move the ball around like he does.
He's got a nice skill set. I always think of Peter Crouch when I see these tall guys with the long, stilt-like legs.
Yeah, yeah. Here's a throwback for you.
That ball goes over the glass, and that's going to be a restart from the top of the arc.
Boy.
Just the break Utica City was looking for.
I disagree with that one because it was a deflection off of him. It wasn't a kick out. It was a deflection off Ray Aguayo. I really disagree with this call right here. Man.
Gonzalez will have the restart at the top of the penalty arc. Sidekicks will set up a three-man wall with Barado, Evo, and Milano. And then the ball goes high off the glass, loose in front. Quintana got a head on it, and Gamboa is able to pin it up against the glass.
Great job, Christian Quintana being in the right place, using his size to get that ball headed out of there.
Look out. Schindler wins this battle, crosses the Dallas line, then lays it back to Gonzalez. Back to Schindler along the left wing boards. Play to Yelovitz. Switches it to the right side for Toby. Marked by Evo. Yelovitz now to the right corner. Marked by Quintana. Sent back to Obasi with 10:43 to play in the third. Dallas holding on to a 4-2 lead. But Utica enjoying a lot of possession here in the third period. Gonzalez has it at the Dallas line.
Good switch there by the Sidekicks defense. Nice job. They got caught a little, but they switched off. Barado went out to Obasi. Beautiful job.
Milano's on Togba. Gonzalez back to Togba. Gonzalez on the left wing inside the Dallas line, trying to get around Aguayo. He does, and he scores.
What a play by Gonzalez. My goodness. The double move, and Aguayo went down to try to block, and then, boom, left side over Juan Gamboa. Man, what a move by Gonzalez. This guy can play, Pete.
Yeah, no doubt. We knew that last year.
The goal is unassisted.
Moises Gonzalez spent time at Rio Grande Valley.
And you can see here he gets the ball, gets Ray Aguayo on the dive there, jumps over it, and then left footer, really difficult angle over Juan Gamboa.
That's his second goal of the game, his 14th goal of the year. He's now got 23 points this season for Utica City, and once again, it's a one-goal game with less than 10 minutes to play in the third. Togba to the corner. Gamboa has control of it as Schindler was trying to force it past him.
Oh, that was a nice little move by Schindler. I mean, that looked kind of innocent enough.
Segura finds Mujin. Back to Segura. Turned over to Utica City. Dallas retreating on defense. Gonzalez is the target at midfield.
Yeah, he wants more.
Finds Momich. Obasi goes over the top to Toby, trying to knock it down with his left foot, has it in the corner. D'Souza there defensively. Back to Obasi with just over 9 minutes to play in the third. Dallas with a 1-goal lead. Dallas has a run of 2 goals twice tonight. Utica has a 2-goal run. Another 2-goal run would tie the game with 8:50 to play in the third. Obasi moving in on Lipe, who holds his ground. Toby has it outside the Dallas line. Into the area for Yelovich, poked away by Bismarck. Bismarck with a block. D'Souza trying to take the ball away from Yelovich, gets tripped up.
Great job on the defense there by Felipe D'Souza. My goodness, back-to-back. Great job fronting up Yelovich and then with the block. Man, what a play by young Kleber Bismarck.
Dallas gets the restart. Third time's the charm on the restart. Dallas now moves into Utica territory. This is Lipe looking for a hat trick. But Coughlin makes the save, doesn't allow a rebound.
Man,
Coughlin bouncing around with a lot of confidence back there.
I'll tell you, Vitali and D'Souza down there. Vitali full extension pushed D'Souza, no call whatsoever. But look at Coughlin. Look at where he's at. You can't see it off camera. He's almost to the halfway point. Man.
Now you can see him.
Yeah.
As he sends it up the left wing boards past Ricardinho. Schindler gets a touch, but Dallas takes it away. Gamboa sends an aerial beyond halfway, but it goes right to Coughlin. Coughlin to Obasi. Dallas gets back behind the ball with 7:40 to play in the third, leading 4-3. Toby controls for Utica City. He'll drive a long ball. Gamboa tips it, and then it gets tapped in. Oh, my goodness. Schindler in the right place at the right time to tie the game at 4.
Boy, a tough break for the Dallas Sidekicks there. What a play by Schindler, though. Juan Gamboa reaches up, just gets barely a piece of the ball, bounces off the top of the wall, and Schindler, Johnny on the spot, back of the net. Man, what a play by Schindler. He was just there, ready to clean up the garbage.
His 8th goal of the season, not highlight reel material, but nonetheless, it ties the game 4-4.
Yeah, the Dallas Sidekicks, they got to get their chins up right now. This is not the time where they need to start getting down on themselves. They got to get their chins up. Remember, this is a 4-4 game, 7:29, with a team that's on the second game of a back-to-back. You still got chance here.
Dallas still very much in this game, and Simone Bozos is really giving it to his team right now.
Yeah, he was in the faces for sure. And, what he didn't like, I think, was that Schindler was even able to get that shot off. Ray Aguayo was marking him extremely well. He just kind of lost sight of him for just a second. And, I think he thought Juan Gamboa was going to catch the ball, but unfortunately wasn't able to do so. But it's one of those. That's one of those where, not too terrible of a mistake.
Sidekicks in a 4-4 tie. Now it's 5-4. Yelovich scores a goal for Utica City, and they have their first lead of the game.
Man, just quick restart opportunity, and Yelovich just makes them pay, the co-captain. Man, the Sidekicks. And I just said you got to keep your chins up, guys. Pay attention. And now you see the chins down and the struggle, and, Utica, they're just so good. And it just looks so simple, but wide open. Yelovich on the left side, you just cannot leave a guy like him wide open.
Now it's a 3-goal run for Utica as they've rallied back from a 4-2 deficit. And they've had 4 different goal scorers. Moises Gonzalez has scored twice. Schindler, one of those goal scorers, gets it to Toby. And Utica City now really dominating time of possession here in the third quarter.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they're playing. They're taking a page out of the Sidekicks book here with the possession.
Togba and Quintana wrestling along the boards. Who are they going to call the foul on?
Yeah, they're definitely
Looks
going
like
to get Quintana. Yeah, and Quintana wasn't happy. He was being grabbed on just as much as he was Togba.
Bordeaux back heels it to Togba. Played into space. Bordeaux runs up on it. And he finds Obasi. This is Yelovitz turning, has it on his left foot. Gamboa makes a save. Off the rebound, Obasi fires high. Mujin trying to get it cleared for Dallas. Crosses his own line, turns it over to Togba. Then wins it back. Here comes Quintana leading the counterattack. Quintana trying to get it to Mujin along the end boards, has it intercepted.
Great job by Togba tracking back there. Man, he came from a mile away to get that ball. That was really, really impressive, showing his speed.
Less than 6 minutes to play in the third. Segura side boots it to Bismarck, right back to Segura.
Seeing Goldman's first action of the night, so I think head coach Ryan trying to maybe save some legs here towards the end. Ryan Hall, it's a good move.
Segura plays it back to Gamboa. Segura has time and space as he gets to halfway. Gets past Momich, but not past Gonzalez, who deflected it. It goes right to the feet of Piedra, who plays it square to Bismarck. Barato has it in the center circle. And now Dallas getting some time on the ball as we near the 5-minute mark of the third. The Sidekicks trailing for the first time tonight, down 5-4, and they'll get a free kick here as Gonzalez is called for tripping.
Yeah, he just took down Piedra.
Barato controls it, finds Milano, who's coming off the bench. Milano moves into Utica territory, gets it to D'Souza. D'Souza marked by Vitale, tried to get off a shot as he was fouled.
Yeah.
And he'll get a free kick, or Dallas will get a free kick from the left wing side with 4:44 to play in the third.
Yeah, D'Souza's down. He's certainly feeling it. You know, I think it was when he took the shot, you know, the foot got out. We can see the replay here. When he takes this shot, you can see just goes down awkwardly. Ouch. Right on the right side of his elbow.
Seems like he's okay, moving around now fairly fluidly. This is Lipe to D'Souza. Lipe retreating back into his own territory. This is Ray Aguayo as another whistle stops play.
Boy, that to me, that's a card. How is that not a card? At no point in time was Bordeaux trying to go for the ball. You know, you've got to send a message there and say, look, you cannot do that to another player. He just literally reached out and tackled him.
Bordeaux called for the foul. Milano the victim. Toby is there for Utica City as the ball is sent beyond halfway by Gamboa. Utica in their own territory, approaching the 4-minute mark of the third. Utica with a 5-4 lead, taking the lead on the Yelovitz goal at 7:44 of the period. They've scored 3 goals here in the third after trailing at halftime 4-2. Gonzalez is tripped up, and it's a free kick for Utica City.
Yeah, it splits the defense there, and Artur Evo just gets his foot out and trips him. That's a good call by the ref. And that's a nice job. Oh, actually, that was Milano. Excuse me. You're right. Thank you. I knew somebody got a foot out.
Gonzalez will back heel it to Obasi. Obasi, marked by Evo, plays it to Togba, sent to Schindler. Quintana keeping an eye on Schindler. Back to Togba, defended by Milano. To Gonzalez, a wall pass. Togba has it. Plays it back to midfield for Toby. Less than 3.5 minutes remaining in the period now. We're not seeing that end-to-end action that we saw a lot of in the first half.
Not at all. Yeah.
Utica just control the ball here.
They're just keeping possession and not giving it up.
Obasi fires, and that's left of Gamboa wide.
Just left.
Dallas controls in their own end. Aguayo now pushes it ahead across his own line, gets to halfway, moves diagonally, gets to the Utica line, takes a shot that's blocked by Vitale, comes to Ricardinho, back to Evo. Off the inboards into the area, Coughlin's able to get it covered up.
Man, great job by Coughlin there. He got the ball, he got the block and immediately grabbed his own rebound from the ground.
Just scrambling on the ground to get hold of that ball.
Such a quick player.
Obasi content to slow things down here with less than 2.5 minutes to play in the period. And Utica City holding on to a 5-4 lead, looking to match their longest winning streak of the season tonight if they can win their 5th straight and win both games here in the Metroplex. Utica City nearly turned it over, but Raymond makes sure that City keeps possession. In the corner, it's Yelovitz. He's got one of the goals tonight. Turned it over to Ricardinho, playing it off the wall here to Bismarck. Can't control it. Utica City trying to get the ball into the area. Pinballs around. Getting pinned up against the boards is Bordeaux. Mujin clears it beyond halfway.
Oof.
Segura gives chase up the right side, but Raymond gets there first and plays it back to the keeper, Coughlin.
And Utica immediately back on offense. I mean, just unbelievable.
Segura trying to win the ball away from Raymond, but sent back to Coughlin. Changes made on the fly. Coughlin had moments downfield, but decides to play it to Toby. Back to Coughlin. Schindler setting himself up as the target. Marked by Ricardinho. Schindler plays it back out into space and turns it over to Mujin. Finds Segura, who quickly draws a double team. Then Mujin with a blind back heel gives it to Gonzalez. Gonzalez to Schindler. Schindler moving in after Aguayo missed with the sliding tackle. Toby fires. Gamboa with the save, and Dallas gets it cleared.
Whew. Man, I'll tell you, Utica is just pressuring like crazy here. Sidekicks scrambling. They need to gather themselves.
Down to the final 35 seconds of the third period when Coughlin launches one into the left corner for Schindler. Schindler trying to get the ball settled in the corner. Plays it back out. Gonzalez lets it go all the way back to Obasi.
Yeah, and Obasi, man, just doing his thing. He reminds me of Darian Hatcher, the old Dallas Stars player who could just hold a player off with his arm, and they just nothing they could do because he was just so much taller.
Gonzalez spilled by Ricardinho.
Yeah, that's a trip.
Sidekicks wanted embellishment.
I think he got enough of him.
7.6 seconds remaining in the third. Utica scoring all 3 goals here in the third period to take a 5-2 lead over the Sidekicks, a 5-4 lead. Sidekicks led 4-2 at intermission. They've been outshot in the third period 7-1, and now outshot in the game 16-11. Utica City looking like one of the better teams in the MASL here in the third period.
Yeah, they are, and they absolutely dominated the entire third quarter. I mean, boy, Dallas had no opportunity to possess the ball whatsoever. And what I think they got to kind of hope on right now, last night against Mesquite, Utica really kind of let up in the fourth. Mesquite was able to get 3 goals in that fourth. Maybe this is the opportunity Utica starts feeling that pressure, feeling that fatigue from a back-to-back, and the Sidekicks, they just got to keep on that pressure.
Gonzalez, Schindler, and Yelovitz scoring the goals here in the third period that have given Utica the lead. Gonzalez with 2 goals tonight. Callahan also scored a goal in the second. Yelovitz has a goal and an assist. For Dallas, Lipe with a pair of goals. Freddie Mujin has scored, and Artur Evo scored on the shootout. A power play goal for Dallas. That's only their 3rd power play goal of the season.
Yeah, and that is impressive because, Dallas is 15% on the power play, whereas Utica is 67% on the penalty kill. So, that is, it's a good point. We haven't seen a lot of penalty minutes.
Yeah, and Dallas has done a good job staying out of the penalty box because that's hurt them over the course of this season. But doing a good job tonight avoiding those penalties and staying at least 5-on-5 and taking advantage of their one power play opportunity when the ball was handled outside the area by the starting goalkeeper, who got replaced here in the second half. Perella was called for the handball, but Coughlin has come on here in the second half with his 9-1 record and his 4.33 goals against average. They look like a different team with Coughlin in goal.
They do. I mean, he's like an extra defender. I mean, we said that last night. He just looks like an extra defender, and he has zero fear about leaving his goal completely wide open because he's just so fast. I mean, it's like he can just get back so quickly. And in all fairness, too, there's just such an awareness. I think you said that. That's a great word for it. They're just aware of where each other are, Utica is, and they just know, hey, he's going to track back for me. He's going to get my back over here. And, man, Coughlin, he just ventures out really far from his goal.
Simone Bozes talked about it in our pregame show about the fact that they've got a lot of guys with 5-10 years experience, and they've got a lot of time together. A lot of them played together in Syracuse and now playing with Utica and chasing Florida atop the Eastern Conference standings. Both teams have been impressive in their appearances here at the Allen Event Center, particularly Florida, but now I think we see the real Utica coming out here in the second half.
Yeah, boy, they were just very impressive in that third.
But the Sidekicks, I want to say this too, Matt. Sidekicks are still in this game. It's a one-goal game going into the fourth. If I had told Simone Bozes going into the fourth quarter you're going to be down 5-4, he would have taken that in a heartbeat.
Absolutely, 4-5. That's an easy comeback right now. And let's be honest, the Mesquite Outlaws last night, they would have loved to have been in this position, but they were not at all. So I don't know. I think you could say the Sidekicks have played this team a little better. They've done a better job coming back in transition and on the counterattack as well. And as they're cleaning all the balloons off the field here.
They've got to see more of the ball here in the fourth quarter, though. They just didn't have hardly any time at all.
Substantially more possession. Very, very important. And here's Raymond, number 2. First time we're seeing him tonight. So, again, head coach for Utica kind of keeping some fresh legs, saving them till the fourth.
Toby not able to control that chest strap. It goes into the seats. 10 seconds in.
Yeah, so we're seeing players like Tim Goldman, Raymond coming out now. I think Ryan Hall's kept them out a little bit to try to keep those fresh legs late in this game because they're going to need them.
Quintana gets it back to Gamboa. Up the middle to Piedra, who finds Milano. Long ball to Mugen. Headed across the pitch to Quintana. Moments there defensively. Quintana juggles it into the area, heads it down to his feet, and then finds Piedra, marked by Raymond, right at the Utica line to Aguayo.
Great effort there by Christian Quintana, man. Ran down the field, collected it, headed it, got it back to his team. Didn't get a shot off, got the possession. Great job by Quintana.
Gamboa with a long ball into the corner for Mugen, who opened the scoring tonight early. He's setting up Lipe, who's looking for a hat trick, but Coughlin gobbles it up.
Yeah, man. Boy, he just couldn't quite pull the trigger, and great defensive work there by Raymond. Ben Raymond stuck his foot in there and stopped that.
Coughlin finds Togba across the Dallas line on the left side. Had it teed up on his left foot, but plays it to the top of the arc instead. And now Togba chases it down and lands on top of the ball awkwardly.
Yeah.
And a blue card.
And unfortunately, they're getting Felipe de Souza for the boarding, and Togba is in a lot of pain right now. He's in a lot of pain because he hit back first. Now, here's the thing about that. He definitely, absolutely, de Souza got him enough of him into the wall. But I really, really don't think it was an egregious just run up and push situation, and you could see it there on the replay. You might could argue that frankly Togba, even might have fallen back into the wall on that one.
I'm kind of with you on that.
Yeah, and on second look, in real time.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I understand why the official made the call, but when you get a chance to look at it again, I'm not sure that D'Souza is really guilty here.
I think he just ran past him. I really do. I think he just ran past him and got just enough of a piece of him.
So we'll get a chance to see Utica on the power play. They're converting 40% of the time. They're 6 of 15. Dallas has successfully killed off 58% of the power plays against them. 15 of 26 they've killed. Here's a shot that Schindler sends over the crossbar. And Dallas is able to clear it. Quintana. Bordeaux is there. Battle for possession as time ticks off the power play. 1:30 remaining with the man advantage for Utica. They lead Dallas 5-4. We're 2 minutes into the fourth period. It's the first power play opportunity for Utica tonight. They've scored the last 3 goals in this game. Twice they've overcome 2-goal deficits. The 5-4 lead is their first of the contest. Now playing with a man advantage, Moises Gonzalez plays it to Obasi on the right wing side. Obasi gets it to Schindler. Schindler cuts it diagonally through the area. And then from the corner, the shot is taken, but Gamboa is there to cover it up.
Great job by Juan Gamboa, trapping that ball against the wall, allowing no rebound whatsoever.
Yelovich took the shot from the left corner. Utica controls in their own end with 42 seconds remaining on the power play. Gonzalez crosses halfway. Shot through. Goal scored. Gonzalez has a hat trick. And it's a 6-4 lead as Utica City scores on the power play with 12:04 to play in the fourth. Utica City is now 7 of 16 on the power play this season.
Yeah, it was a nice play by Bordeaux on the left side. And you can see here, just collects the ball. Simple pass to Gonzalez. One touch. And again, boom. Left side, and really, he honestly did a beautiful job of keeping that ball on the ground. Had he lifted it, I actually think Juan Gamboa would have got there, but kept it on the ground. Man, Gonzalez, he's got a great shot. It's a good player.
6-4, and here's a shot from distance coming from Arthur Evo. That goes wide. Segura chasing it down.
Yeah, Dallas here, it looked like they got a little pep in the step. You like to see that after a goal. Heads up, working hard still. Here's Arthur Evo. He might be the man. Arthur, you could get another one out of Freddie Mugin.
This is Ricardinho to Quintana. Utica now playing with a 2-goal lead, just over 11 minutes to play. They've scored that, by the way, as an even strength goal, so time may have just run out on the power play.
Interesting.
When the ball went across the goal line.
Just barely.
Here's Quintana. Nice through ball to the top of the arc from Mugin. Gets it right back to Quintana. Coughlin comes out of the area, makes a sliding save.
Wow, Coughlin, in that time awareness.
Yelovich gets pulled down, no call. Quintana misses wide. De La Gala makes a move, takes a shot, and Coughlin makes another save. De La Gala going up for a bicycle attempt, got taken down and pushed off his bicycle, and the foul is called.
Yeah, Raymond there arguing with De La Gala. Dude, you pushed him down, man. Come on. You're going to stand over and argue with him.
Ricardinho will take the free kick from the left corner. Dallas on a restart, down by 2 with 10:39 to play.
Argue with the ref, not the guy. You're not going to win the argument and get the other team.
A one-timer from Arthur Evo is sent into the seats behind the goal.
And great opportunity for the Sidekicks. Really, really need to capitalize on this.
Deflected by Utica, so they get a free kick from the corner spot on the left side. Ricardinho will restart play. Again, Evo, and again blocked by Yelovich. This time It caroms over to the far corner. Vitale gets ahead on it. Raymond heads it straight up in the air. Lipe knocks it down. Bordeaux and Raymond are there defensively, and Utica has the ball. Sent ahead, but past Bordeaux. Gamboa has it, finds Ricardinho, back to the keeper. Getting pressured by Schindler. Gamboa now picks it out of the air and passes to the feet of Ricardinho, who plays it into space. But the first man to the ball is Vitale, beating Barato.
Yeah, unfortunate there because Barato had a beat. If he could get to that ball, that's a great scoring opportunity. Just couldn't quite get there.
Had a head of steam, but Vitale was closer to the ball. Barato will receive this off the wall in the corner. He's marked by Raymond. Played back to Bismarck. Milano, fronted by Bordeaux, plays to Quintana. Quintana moves in on Toby, fires high and wide, headed out by Raymond toward halfway with 9.5 minutes to play. Sidekicks down by 2, trailing 6-4.
Yeah, and I think they've got to get a goal here, keep it close so they don't have to pull that 6th attacker.
Here's Quintana. Skips to the Utica line. Marked by Toby. Sent back to Milano. Bordeaux marks him. Quintana receives it along the boards. Switches it to the left side for Barato. Back to Bismarck. Bismarck on the edge of the attacking third. Sends it to Quintana, who cuts it back to Milano atop the center circle with 8:50 to play. The Sidekicks have it, trailing by 2. Barato open it over here on the left wing side. Mujan takes a shot wide right. Headed by Bismarck, back in the direction of Mujan. And again, Bismarck is there trying to get around Schindler, and Mujan wins the ball for Dallas.
Great work by the Sidekicks to maintain possession there. Really impressive.
Aguayo has it in front of the Dallas bench. Now Lipe. He scored twice tonight for Dallas. Twice Dallas has led by 2 goals. Now they trail by 2. Lipe moving to his right. Vitale forcing him right. Lipe takes the shot, and it goes off the glass above the crossbar and out of play.
Yeah, Lipe thinks that's a corner because he thinks Coughlin got a piece of it. I don't actually disagree with him that much.
He may be right.
Yeah.
That's the way the officials saw it too. Sigic points us to the corner spot.
Good job by the rookie there. And Sigic saw that.
Ricardinho restarts play, and he's got a man in front, Mujan. He gets 2 chances, but Coughlin comes up with the goods, and Togba brings it out of his own end up the right wing boards.
Yeah, that great job by Andrew Coughlin. Man, I mean, Freddie Mujan could not have been closer to the goal and taken a harder shot. I mean, wow, that was just absolutely impressive that he was even able to get over and move over in front of that. And then a nice job by Lipe de Andrade tracking back, not allowing the counterattack, too. You got to give him some credit.
Dallas, after giving up a 4th straight goal, now seeing more of the ball. And now a goal from D'Souza makes it a 1-goal game.
Great job, Felipe D'Souza. I love that. He got the long ball, headed it down to himself, spun around, shot back of the net, and he roofed it, Pete. Beautiful, beautiful job by the rookie. Man, I mean, that might be the best play back to goal that we've seen all season out of Felipe. Look, he just a little head down to his feet and then beats Coughlin clean.
That's
nice
a beautiful strike on a half volley, finding the open net, getting it past Coughlin, going to the far side netting, and then he scales the boards to celebrate the goal that makes it 6-5. D'Souza ends a 4-goal run for Utica City and gets Dallas on the board for the first time in the second half. It's now 6-5 Utica City, and Dallas regaining some of that confidence that they had going to the locker room when they led 4-2.
Yeah, a lot more possession here in the fourth quarter for sure. And, man, Felipe de Souza, that I think that's his best back-to-goal goal that we have seen all season out of him. That's the kind of stuff that you can see out of the rookie, flashes of brilliance.
And Gamboa gets credit for the assist on the long ball.
Hey, look at that. Yeah, it was a great ball.
Dallas
from
out
Mondo.
shooting Utica here in the fourth quarter, 5-1. Utica still with an advantage for the game, but only 17-16. They lead 6-5. Each team with a goal here in the fourth. Utica outscoring Dallas in the second half, 4-1. And Utica has possession. Coughlin, who came in to start the second half, changed the complexion of this game, and now sends it inside the Dallas line. It's backheeled for Vitali. Gamboa knocks down the shot. Sends it right back in the direction of Vitali, who turns it over, trying to get it to Gonzalez. Dallas has a counterattack. Sent into the area, but Segura couldn't find his target initially. Now a bicycle kick, and Evo just missed.
My goodness, he missed left just barely. What a play.
Another opportunity coming for Piedra. That's wide left. Got his own rebound and is able to control.
Utica ball watching right now, and Dallas is putting on a shots clinic. Man.
Aguayo sends it back to Quintana. This is Aguayo at the top of the center circle to Quintana. Quintana battling with Yelovitz.
I was going to say, you got to call a foul there, fellas. Man, not once, not twice, 3 times Yelovitz threw him down.
Wasn't able to win the ball back, though. Here's Piedra to Quintana, all the way back to Gamboa with 6:18 to play. Dallas needs a goal to pull even with Utica City. Barado plays it to his right. Back to Barado. Comes left to Segura. Barado delivers the pass, breaks toward the left wing boards, gets it right back from Aguayo, plays a wall pass to the corner for Piedra. Nice turn and a shot that goes well wide to the right corner glass, but Dallas controls the rebound. Piedra gets it back from Segura, uses the wall to get around Momich, then fires. Coughlin made the initial save, but Mujin, who scored the first goal of the game, has the equalizer with 5:31 to play in the fourth. The Sidekicks have tied the game at 6.
Wow, what phenomenal work by Piedra on the left side of the goal. Does all this impressive work with the shot. And then Freddie Mujin, look at this, Piedra, and boom, right across in the block from Coughlin. Freddie Mujin in the right spot on the back side of the goal, back of the net. And this game is tied up, 66, Pete.
For the Dallas Sidekicks, it's the game of the year. A 6-6 tie with Utica City with 5:31 to play in the fourth.
And you can just see the belief and the excitement in the eyes of the Dallas Sidekicks. Just loving in the air, man.
So Utica City twice overcame a 2-goal deficit, and now Dallas has overcome a 2-goal deficit. We're tied 6-6 as we near the final 5 minutes of the fourth quarter here at the Allen Event Center. You should be here tomorrow night to watch the Sidekicks.
Boy, I tell you, you're missing out if you're not here.
Oh,
wow,
Gamboa.
What a save by Juan Gamboa. And
Keeps
there's
it a tie
handball.
game.
Yeah, he did. That ball had eyes for the goal, no doubt. Gamboa sliding to his right. Man, shoestring save.
Less than 5 minutes remaining now. Gamboa has made 6 saves tonight. Also has an assist, and here's another long ball. Lipe through the area, runs into Coughlin.
Yeah, it's
and
got
Coughlin's going to be carded.
Absolutely a card, no doubt. Coughlin, very similar to last night when he reached out and grabbed the player, and you hope Lipe's okay. He's up, he's fine. But Coughlin, no doubt, he went for the player there. And this, I believe, this is going to be a shootout. I believe it's a shootout, Pete.
Dallas has already scored 1 shootout goal tonight. It was just their 3rd power play goal of the season.
Yeah, and you can just see him there with his right foot, reaches out, kicks Lipe in the chest with his heel.
Tim Goldman, who has seen hardly any action tonight, if any, will go to the penalty box to serve the penalty for Coughlin.
Kind of surprised by that. That's not the guy, the fresh legs that I would have expected to be serving the penalty. And the rookie.
So Utica City has 4 men in the center circle. Lipe has it teed up. Here he comes, trying to beat Coughlin, and he does! And Dallas takes the lead! 7-6 with 4:35 to play. That's 2 shootout goals tonight for the Sidekicks.
Lipe de Andrade, the Brazilian rookie. Ladies and gentlemen, we've been telling you all season what an incredible player he is, and he is certainly showing it tonight. Getting, I believe that's the hat trick, is it not, Pete? The hat trick might be the first of his career. I don't recall another hat trick from him. Maybe my stats guys can check me on that. They're shaking their heads. Nope. First hat trick of Lipe's career. Congratulations, rookie. And I know his wife and his little one back home in Brazil are watching. Very proud. All his family always showing him great love on social media. And, man, how about that for the rookie?
How about this comeback in the fourth quarter for the Dallas Sidekicks? It would have been easy for the Sidekicks to get their dauber down after giving up 3 goals in the third period and coughing up a 4-2 lead. But now they've outscored Utica 3-1 here in the fourth quarter, going on a 3-goal run of their own with goals from D'Souza, Mugen, and Lipe. Mugen has scored twice tonight, and Lipe has the power play.
Yeah, and this is where the Dallas Sidekicks, you know, that possession style, they're going to have to play possession style like they've never played it in their entire lives because they have really got to keep this ball. Utica is a veteran team. They are not shaken by this at all. Guys like Gonzalez, Yelovich, they've all been around for many, many, many years, so the Sidekicks have got to really be incredibly disciplined this last 4 minutes and 35 seconds.
Lipe and Evo both scoring on the power play. It's a hat trick for Lipe tonight and a 7-6 lead for Dallas with 4:35 to play. That's an eternity in indoor soccer. De La Gala chasing it to the corner. Gamboa is there, sends it out to midfield, gets it only as far as Toby. Toby plays it right to Obasi.
Now the question becomes here: don't play to lose. Don't play to not lose the game. Okay, you don't want to just sit back.
Nice block. Ball's up in the air in the corner. Toby there for Utica.
Segura there with the block.
Gonzalez with a shot. That gets blocked.
And that hit Yelovitz.
50-50 header. Gonzalez trying to win the ball cleanly, but it gets cleared out. And Arter Evo gets to it at the Utica line. Evo gets taken down by Obasi, and that's a blue card.
I was going to say that's got to be a card. There is no doubt. Obasi knows it. He knew it because if Arter Evo gets around him there, he's one-on-one with his goalkeeper, and he's not going to let that happen. So
don't underscore the job that Dallas did on the defensive end that created that opportunity, and now they've got the man advantage. And how about this? They've got 2 power play goals tonight.
Yeah, this couldn't set up more beautifully for Dallas right now. They can rag the next 2 minutes out, giving only 1 minute and 47 seconds left in the game. So Dallas with a great opportunity to finally close this thing out.
Lipe plays it back to Ricardinho. Dorado back to Ricardinho. Finds Lipe on the left wing side. Lipe plays it to the corner for Mugen off the inboards, then grabbed by Coughlin. He rolls it to the feet of Schindler. Down a man, Utica on the attack. Schindler gets to the Dallas line and then plays it back to Toby. 3:20 to play.
Ironically enough, I think Dallas would be totally fine if they wanted to play with the ball in their own defensive end.
1:30 remaining on the power play as Ricardinho tries to get it out of his own end. Long ball headed by Mugen. Sent back to Aguayo.
And
Evo.
Evo, yeah. The Sidekicks are just going to open space right now. Just kind of playing the ball to themselves. I might like to see one more
not
goal.
enough on that pass to Lipe, and Yelovitz intercepts. Yelovitz races up the right flank, feeds it to the top of the arc. Down a man. Raymond slips in the area, and Dallas comes out of their own end with a man advantage for another 47 seconds. Barato winds up, but holds on to the ball and then just lays it back.
Boy, very unfortunate by Raymond there.
Evo fires wide right. Vitale has it for Utica. Now Raymond from halfway fires wide left. The rebound comes out to Ricardinho. 24 seconds left on the power play. 2:10 to play in the contest. Ricardinho crosses halfway. Plays it right. Sent back to Gamboa. This is Piedra. Dallas killing, or I should say, controlling the ball as time runs out on the power play. Sent back to Gamboa. 1:40 left. Dallas leads by 1. Gamboa with a diagonal aerial. Sent to Evo. Knocks it down. Gets it to De La Gala. To Piedra. Switches it to Ricardinho. Comes back to Piedra with 1:24 to play. To Gamboa. Gamboa sends it to Mujin at halfway. Knocked off the ball by Toby. Toby on the run up the left wing. Toby stops. Gets double teamed. Mujin and Segura are there. Toby goes down. Free kick coming up for Utica with 1:07 to play. Time winding down here in the fourth quarter. The Sidekicks have scored the last 3 goals. D'Souza, Mujin, and Lipe with the goals. Moises Gonzalez had given Utica a 6-4 lead with a goal at 2:56 of the fourth. The Sidekicks have come storming back to take a 1-goal lead, and the 6th attacker is now on for Utica. They need a goal in the next 1 minute in order to tie the game and force overtime. The 6th attacker on the pitch right now for Utica City. Utica City coming in with a 10-3 record. They're second in the East. Dallas at the bottom of the Western Division standings, but playing one of the better teams in the MASL, tough and tight tonight. And a free kick coming up from the right wing side.
Dallas foul, call on number 29, Ray Aguayo, his first of the game.
Aguayo gets called for the foul. The 6th attacker is Nate Bordeaux.
Defense.
31 seconds remaining. Dallas trying to hold on to a 1-goal lead. Bordeaux, wearing the 6th attacker jersey, approaches the ball and calls timeout. Timeout taken with 31 seconds to play. My, oh my, what an indoor soccer game this has been. Terrific action, a back-and-forth game. And if you want to find out more about the MASL, you need to check into MASL Primetime, the new home for the best highlights, interviews, and action from the MASL each week. You can catch the latest episode each Friday. Alex Bashuvansky hosts the 30-minute deep dive into the MASL, and you're getting a taste of what this league can be here tonight at the Allen Event Center. You're watching the Sidekicks on MASL TV. Catch every game each week on the league's official streaming home, MASL.TV, and the Sidekicks are right back here tomorrow night taking on Tacoma, another team that the Sidekicks have beaten this year. Kickoff at 7:05. That's Military Appreciation and First Responders Appreciation Night here at the Allen Event Center. Follow the Sidekicks on social media at Go Sidekicks Official on Instagram and Facebook, and at Go Sidekicks on Twitter. And get your tickets starting as low as $10. Call 469-393-0160 or email ticket to DallasSidekicks.org and be here tomorrow night. The Sidekicks lead Utica 7-6, but Utica has the 6th attacker on. Bordeaux ready to deliver this free kick from the right wing. They've drawn up the play they want. They send it to the top of the arc for Gonzalez, who's taken off the ball. Dallas not able to get it cleared out of their own end. A shot goes in. It's tied. Schindler finds the upper 90 with 22.2 seconds remaining. We're knotted 7-7.
Scored by number 42, Jake Schindler.
Sidekicks were looking for a handball. No call forthcoming. We're tied at 7. Schindler gets the equalizer. And the 6th attacker goes off the pitch. We're staring at overtime here at the Allen Event Center tonight. Aguayo goes back to Ricardinho. He sends an aerial over the top to the corner. Shot. Oh, that's just over the crossbar off the foot of Barato. Quintana takes a shot off the end glass into the area, but knocked away from Evo as the horn sounds, ending regulation, sending us to overtime in a 7-7 tie with the 6th attacker. Utica City gets the equalizer and forces overtime here at the Allen Event Center. Utica outshooting Dallas for the game 21-18, but Dallas outshooting Utica in the fourth quarter 7-5 and outscored Utica 3-2 in the fourth period. Freddie Mugin opened the scoring at 2:25 of the first. Lipe would score his first goal of the game at 8:16 of the period as Dallas jumped out to a 2-0 lead, but Utica would come back with goals from Moises Gonzalez and Liam Callahan just about 6 minutes apart or so, maybe a little longer than that. A goal at the end of the first period and an even strength goal about midway through the second. And then at 9:54, Lipe scored his second goal of the game for Dallas. Arthur Evo would add a power play shootout goal to give Dallas a 4-2 halftime lead. Then Utica dominated the third period with goals from Gonzalez, Schindler, and Yelovitz as they outscored Dallas in the third period 3-0 and took a 5-4 lead. They would make it 6-4 on a Moises Gonzalez goal. His second of the game, his third of the game, made it 6-4 before D'Souza, Mugin, and Lipe would score for Dallas to give the Sidekicks a 7-6 lead, and the Sidekicks would hold that lead until the final 22 seconds of regulation when Schindler scored with a 6th attacker. We're headed to overtime, tied 7-7.
Oh, what a heartbreaker, Pete. My goodness. Man, they just could not quite close the door. And, again, we talked about it, this rookie team, they're learning. This is a brand new experience for them against, frankly, one of the best teams in the league, and trying to shut the door and just couldn't quite shut it. So we go to overtime, and it's anybody's game at this point.
We've got overtime first, and if nobody scores in overtime, it's sudden death. We'll go to a shootout. What a game this has been.
I'll tell you, I was looking at some of the crowd and interacting with some of the crowd, and, man, they are just on the edge of their seat. This is what you love from this sport. It's intense, to say the least. I know Utica fans are probably going nuts right now at home.
So Utica will kick off.
And I'm telling you, looking at the faces of the Sidekicks right now, they gotta, you gotta turn your frowns upside down, fellas, because this game is very much still in your grasp.
The goal with the 6th attacker tied it up with just over 22 seconds remaining. Dallas with 8 blocks tonight to 5 for Utica. Dallas 2 for 2 on the power play. Utica 0 for 1. Utica 6 penalty minutes to 2 for Dallas. 12 fouls called against City, 11 called against the Sidekicks. It's been a fun match. Well played by both sides. Gamboa makes a save early in the overtime period and quickly distributes with a long pass, maybe a little too much on that pass. Lipe couldn't catch up to it, and Obasi gets it to Coughlin. Coughlin gets it to halfway. off the chest of Momich, and then Piedra sends it back in the direction of Gamboa. Gamboa finds Segura. 9:20 to play here in the overtime period.
Yeah, the Sidekicks you can see here scrambling a little bit, but they've just got you got to just realize, hey, you've got plenty of time. You've got 9 minutes left here. You don't have to force anything. Just play your game, play your possession style.
Gonzalez back to Toby. Send up the left wing boards. Yelovich setting it up. It's loose in front, but that gets cleared away, fortunately for Dallas, but only as far as Togba. And then Gonzalez looking for a fourth goal, has one deflected to the corner, and Dallas comes out with a counterattack. Shot from distance. Coughlin flies in the air to make the save.
What a play by Artur Evo. Man, he just went all the way down, cut it across, and took a shot. You also got to mention, you mentioned Jonathan Segura cleared that ball out of the goal. It was bouncing there right in the Dallas goal. So great defensive play by Segura.
Coughlin near halfway. Sends it up the left channel and finds Schindler. Schindler the hero with the equalizing goal in the waning moments of regulation, forcing this overtime period at Allen Event Center. Schindler in the corner. If memory serves, Dallas lost an overtime game earlier this year at the Allen Event Center.
I don't think so.
Lost to Monterey, I think.
Monterey, you're right. You're absolutely right. Yep.
Obasi with a block. Sent back to Coughlin. 7.5 minutes to play.
And Utica's got to just be at the end of the tank right now. Back-to-back.
Yeah, playing in overtime.
Overtime. Back-to-back.
Short
doubleheader.
roster.
Yep.
Yelovich has it on the left wing side. For Obasi off the end boards. Obasi will chase down the rebound. Get it back to Bordeaux. He plays a wall pass to Yelovich. Yelovich sends it over to Togba. Togba, marked by Mujin, sends it back to Toby. Changes made by Utica, controlling with 6:45 to play in overtime in a 7-7 deadlock with the Dallas Sidekicks. Gonzalez to the top of the arc, unable to be trapped by Yelovich. It's all the way to the corner, and a foul called. And the Sidekicks will get a free kick out of their own end.
Yeah, Gonzalez got Ray Aguayo there. Yeah, Ray Aguayo just slid down. Man, Aguayo, I'll tell you right now, Aguayo is not going to be sad to see Yelovich leave town.
Bismarck heads it right to D'Souza, and D'Souza's taken down by Vitale.
That has got to be a card. I cannot believe this is not a card. Unbelievable. He was unabated to the goal, and Ryan Sigic, you got to check with him there because Pete. And Felipe D'Souza saying the same thing I'm saying because he was past his man and the defender just literally reached up, grabbed him, and pulled him down. He was unabated in my mind, no doubt about it.
Ricardinho with the restart. An opportunity for Dallas to win in overtime with 6:29 to play. Ricardinho has it teed up. He'll call timeout.
Timeout, Dallas.
The faking in the timeout. The Mesquite Outlaws like to do that as well.
Everybody,
they do that a lot.
Everybody does it in the MASL. You want to see what the opponent's going to do. Call your timeout and then draw up your best restart.
Yeah.
This is a golden opportunity for Dallas to get a victory at home against one of the better teams in the league. Dallas has led 3 different times over the course of this game. Twice they've led by 2 goals. They've played great tonight.
They really have. And they've made the most of their opportunities, right? We haven't seen, knock on wood, a lot of mistakes, but
couple in that third period.
Couple in the third, yeah. But they've really made the Utica City pay for the mistakes they've made as well, and that's
right.
That's something we just haven't seen a lot of, frankly, out of the Dallas Sidekicks.
Utica out shooting Dallas here in the overtime period, 5-1, but Dallas has a restart with 6:29 to play. It only takes 1 to win now. Dallas has been outshot for the game, 26-19. The third period was the only period Dallas did not score tonight.
Yeah,
Utica has at least one in all 4 quarters.
If Dallas could just erase the third, this would already be a W.
They were within 23 seconds of having a W. Utica scoring with a 6th attacker. Ricardinho on this restart. He has Segura to his right. Mugin hanging around the back post. Sent across the area for a one-timer to Artur Evo. Evo chases down the rebound off the block. Evo moves through traffic, tees it up, fires! He just missed a game-winning goal! It comes out to Ricardinho.
Inches away. Oh, inches. And Freddie Mugin very, very deftly jumped over the ball.
Uh-oh, look out here. Yelovitz on a breakaway up the left side. Lipe back defensively. Pokes the ball away from Yelovitz off the wall. And Lipe has it. He's got time and space up the middle for the Sidekicks. Gets it inside the Utica line to Mugin, posting up at the top of the arc. Deflected away, and here comes Gonzalez to Momich. Sent back to Obasi.
Boy, a lot of tired legs out there right now.
Coughlin pushes it forward. Finds Gonzalez open at halfway. Sent into Momich. Off the end boards. Momich sends it high off the glass. Gamboa punches it toward Ricardinho. Ricardinho unable to get it cleared. Now a battle along the boards for possession. Momich in the corner battling Segura. And it's finally grabbed. Clamping down on it is Gamboa with 5:12 to play in overtime. Tied at 7. This ball is played into space. Aguayo runs up on it in the corner, marked by Gonzalez. Now Obasi is there to help out. And finally grabbed by Coughlin as it comes into the area along the end boards. Rolled to the feet of Vitali.
Ray Aguayo, the defender, getting some offensive looks now. Rolling out the secret weapons.
4:40 to play in overtime.
I think Aguayo's just happy not to have to guard Yelovitz.
Obasi with the back heel pass. Stands on the ball after receiving it from Yelovitz. Plays it back to Togba.
Defense.
To Obasi. Obasi continues to hold the ball here. Plays it into Yelovitz. Left for Obasi, off the inboards into the area. Dallas with a chance to clear it, and they do.
Good job, Piedra.
Comes out of his own end, runs into Obasi, now double teamed along the boards. Bordeaux there also. And it's Obasi who comes away with it. And then is taken off his feet by Quintana, who will help Obasi back up.
Yeah, it's a battle between a couple of really big men. Kind of surprised that we haven't seen that much tonight, but you got defender there, so they're pulling out all the stops here in overtime, Pete.
Nearing the 3.5-minute mark in overtime. Yelovitz in the left corner. Utica's had much of the possession here in overtime.
Yeah, Momo got called for the foul. He ran over Barato. Didn't like it at all, but it was, to me, he ran over the back of him.
Bismarck receives it in the referee crease. Heavy touch for D'Souza, and he turns it over at midfield. But Dallas wins it back thanks to Bismarck and D'Souza. And D'Souza moves inside the Utica line, got past Raymond. It's cleared to the side boards. Lipe has it for Dallas. Lipe draws a double team. Back to Bismarck with 3:05 to play. All the way back to Gamboa. Gamboa drives it to D'Souza. The target man in the left corner controls. Back to Lipe. D'Souza makes a run through the area. Lipe with a shot that's blocked by Toby, and Karam's out of play behind the goal.
Wow, what a play by Toby. I mean, he was falling backwards, too, and managed to get a foot on it. Scary moment for Utica City.
Ricardinho restarts play from the corner. Lipe shoots, it's blocked. Comes out to Segura. He doesn't catch it cleanly, but Mugin has it. Mugin trying to get the hat trick tonight. His shot is deflected by Toby, out of play. over the left corner flag.
Toby absolutely wrapped Freddie around the waist.
Ricardinho to D'Souza for a bicycle kick. Missed wide. It comes out to Arthur Evo with 2:35 to play. Evo controls on the Dallas side of halfway.
Yeah, the referees, I think they kind of put their whistles away at this point. Look at
up the middle to Mujin, who got pulled down by Toby.
Yep.
Toby finds Togba. Togba on the right wing, across the face of goal. Dallas trying to get it out of their own end. Ricardinho battling, but it's controlled by Utica. Schindler sends it back to Coughlin off the boards to Toby.
It's going to have to be like a murder out there right now to get a foul. I mean, I'm telling you, they are just mugging each other. Unbelievable.
Coughlin trying to find a target. Schindler's the man in the left corner, marked by Segura with 1:50 to play. Schindler plays a wall pass to Obasi, who receives it in the center circle. Vitale runs by. Obasi keeps possession.
Both teams just absolutely gassed right now. You can see them.
Obasi walking it across the Dallas line. Has it on his left foot. Switches to the right. Hit the crossbar with a shot. Ricardinho heads it clear to halfway.
I mean, that was inches away from a goal. Unbelievable.
Utica with possession in 1:15 to play in overtime in a 7-7 tie. Chested down by Schindler, who got the equalizer with just over 22 seconds remaining with the sixth attacker on the pitch for Utica after they coughed up a 6-4 lead. Into the arc for Togba. Goal was open, but Utica not able to take advantage. They still have possession in the attacking third. Sent out to Togba again, left-footed blast, too high. Is there going to be another opportunity for Utica here? 38 seconds remaining. It's cleared by Dallas. Coughlin controls it at his own line and then plays to Vitale. Vitale to the feet of Gonzalez. Gonzalez moves left, trying to get around Evo. Gonzalez hops back up, but not fast enough. Lipe has it. He's on the run. Lipe not able to get past Togba.
Boy, what a play by Togba there.
Here's Obasi with time and space. D'Souza coming up from behind. Yelovitz off the corner boards. Time running out. The final seconds tick off. And we've come to the end of overtime, tied 7-7. So it's a penalty shootout to determine the winner tonight at the Allen Event Center. So a player has 5 seconds to score. Rebounds are live. It's a best of 3 kicks. If we're tied after 3 rounds, it's sudden death.
There you go. And to me, Pete, there's no better overtime scenario than what the MASL rolls out. I love this, because they're going to do the shootout. They did the overtime. They do the shootout. And then again, sudden death. To me, that's the best way to do it.
Man, I can't remember the last time I saw the sidekicks in a shootout.
I was going to say it has been. I don't know that you and I have been partnered together.
No, I don't think so.
on a game with a shootout.
What a match this has been, though. Hey, by the way, you can get tickets for tomorrow night. You're going to want to be a part of this.
I'll tell you, if you don't see how exciting this sport is right now, I don't know what to tell you, my friends.
You can call 469-393-0160, or you can email tickets@DallasSidekicks.org. You can be in the Allen Event Center for as low as $10.
Wow. I mean, what a deal to see this kind of action on Valentine's Day. Boy, these teams are giving us some love tonight.
That's Military Appreciation and First Responders Appreciation Night tomorrow night. Kickoff at 7:05. Tacoma will be here tomorrow night. Hopefully we get another one like this. There's a couple of more dates coming up. If you can't make it tomorrow, maybe you can make it to the New Vodka Sunday Fun Day on February 23rd when the arch rival San Diego Sockers are in town for a 3:05 kickoff. And there's another derby coming up with Mesquite at 7:35 on February 28th. So some big matches coming up here in February, and a big finish here It's a penalty kick shootout to determine the winner between the 2-12 Sidekicks and the 10-3 Utica City FC side from Central New York. It'll be Obasi to start off for Utica City. Coughlin and D'Souza having a real chat session here. Here's the crossover move and the shot, and Utica City has the first goal of the shootout. Remember, it's 3 rounds. If we're tied through 3 rounds, it's sudden death.
What an impressive move by Obasi. My goodness. What was it, about 5-6 that he made there? My goodness. I tell you, he is just such a special player.
Coughlin on his line, ready to face this effort, and Coughlin gets just enough of it to stop Evo.
Fingertips kept it out. Artur Evo unlucky there.
So it's 1-0 Utica.
Artur gives his goalkeeper Juan Gamboa a pat. Bail me out here, brother.
You got 5 seconds, remember. Here's Momich. Gamboa makes the save.
Beautiful job, Juan Gamboa running out, making himself big, falling to his right, blockered away, and walks off like no big deal.
Now a chance to level the shootout, and this will be Lipe. He's been big tonight in this game, to say the least. Lipe rolls it forward, fakes once, and then Coughlin makes the save.
Yeah, unfortunate for Lipe. He never cut. He went in a straight line, and that makes it super easy for the goalkeeper. But, you know, it's tough, man. It's tough for both players. It's not – you want to talk about pressure. It's not easy for either side.
Lipe's got the hat trick tonight but fails to score in the shootout, and now Utica can ice the game. And it's Yelovitz against Gamboa, and Gamboa wins the battle.
How about them apples?
Sidekicks have to score now.
Here we come. Freddie Mugen, number 88.
Mugen opened the game with a goal early on to give Dallas a 1-0 lead at 2:25 of the first. He would score again at 9:30 of the fourth. The second goal of that 3-goal run for the Sidekicks. Mugen to keep the Sidekicks' hopes alive. Moves left, and it'll end with Utica celebrating a victory at the Allen Event Center. They defeat the Dallas Sidekicks 8-7 in a penalty kick shootout. My goodness, a terrific match tonight. It looked for a moment like the Sidekicks might pull off the upset. They fall just short tonight. The Sidekicks dejected with the result, but what a great effort tonight. They played their best match of the year. Full in overtime. They were very close to upsetting Utica tonight. How close were they? They were within 23 seconds of scoring the upset, but Utica, with the 6th attacker, tied it up, then dominated possession in the overtime period. Neither team able to score in the overtime. Utica outshot Dallas 5-1, but we went to a penalty kick shootout, and Utica comes away victorious in the shootout. The Sidekicks suffer a heartbreaking defeat tonight, 8-7. They fall to Utica. Both the keepers were terrific in that shootout. Obasi got the only goal for Utica. Gamboa with a couple of terrific saves. And you see Juan Gamboa talking to the fans. Sidekicks, again, not happy maybe with the result tonight, but, man, they gave an all-out effort. We'll be taking a look at the save of the game and the goal of the game here in a moment. The Sidekicks, another great part of coming out here to the Allen Event Center. You get a chance to get up close and personal with the Sidekicks, and those guys played a whale of a game tonight. They had a 2-goal lead on 2 separate occasions tonight, but give Utica all the credit in the world playing on the second night of a back-to-back. They come in here to the Allen Event Center and find a way to get the victory. And there you see Togba visiting with some of the fans as well. So not only are the fans getting a chance to see the Sidekicks, but also some city players have stuck around to visit with some of the fans who have gathered here at the Allen Event Center and stuck around after the end of a thrilling match. You see Bismarck there leading a parade. Quintana also part of that group of players, along with Arthur Evo. You can see the disappointment on the faces of the Sidekicks. But, man, if they can play like this down the stretch of the season, they're going to pick up some victories. The save of the game came from Coughlin in overtime at 8:21. This is Arthur Evo moving in, and Coughlin with a flying save as he parries it to the corner. Evo trying to get the game-winning goal there in overtime, but Coughlin, who came on in the second half, made the save. And when Coughlin entered the game, that changed the complexion of this game. And the shootout goal for Utica City is our goal of the game. We had lots of goals to choose from tonight, but that goal from Obasi was the game winner. It's our goal of the game. And we can go down to Matt Thornton, who is standing by with the man of the match.
All right, Dallas Sidekicks fans, please congratulate the Dallas Sidekicks man of the match, Gus Piedra. Gus, congratulations.
Thank you.
Gus, I know a tough shootout loss, but man, you played your heart out. You had an incredible play on the right side. Talk about your game tonight.
Yeah, we knew we were losing 6-5, and then we had to try and score. And I tried taking my man down the line, and I shot it. Then Freddie got the rebound. I'm happy we got the tie. But it is what it is. We lost in extra time.
Well, man, you played a heck of a game tonight. You played your heart out. I know that's a long, long game to play. Valentine's, who do you want to send some love out to tonight?
To my girlfriend, Adelina. Yeah, she was here watching us. I love you.
There you go. Hey, it's a night of love. Hey, everyone, one more time. Dallas Sidekicks man of the match, Gus Piedra. Congratulations, Gus. Back to you, Pete.
All right, thanks, Matt. The Sidekicks have to turn around now, and they'll be right back here tomorrow night to take on the Tacoma Stars. That game will get underway at 7:05. That'll be Military and First Responders Appreciation Night against 7:05. Tacoma will be here. The Sidekicks have beaten the Stars once this season. There's also 2 more games coming up this month against San Diego on the 23rd and against Mesquite on the 28th. Let's go back down to Matt Thornton.
Andrew Coughlin. Andrew, my goodness, you guys have got to be tired. Second night of the back-to-back.
Yeah, we knew today was going to be a grind, and obviously Dallas was fresh, and they gave us their best game, and it was definitely hard for us, and we just got lucky to get the win.
Well, you played incredible couple games, and I'll tell you, my friend, are fearless. You come so far out of the goal, but you just have that confidence. How are you able to play like that, come out, and then just go back like that?
It's a little bit of trial and error. You know, you failed a lot, you learn your range, but it was good, you know, and you know, it was a good second half the boys put together, and listen, they put the goals up on the board for us, and we were just lucky to get one in the shootout there and come away with a W.
Well, congratulations to you. You got an incredible team. Wish you the best of luck on the rest of the season. Utica City man of the match, Andrew Coughlin.
Andrew Coughlin largely responsible for Utica City matching their longest win streak of the season. They've now won 5 in a row for the second time this year, improving to 11-3. Their road record is now 5-2. They're a plus 35 now in goal differential with an 8-7 win tonight here at the Allen Event Center. Dallas falls to 2-13, and their losing streak stretches now to 6 games. They fall to 2-6 at home. They have a minus 64 goal differential, but you can see progress for the Dallas Sidekicks. They played a terrific match here tonight against one of the league's top teams. This is a Utica side chasing Florida atop the Eastern Conference standings. And hopefully Dallas proved to themselves tonight that they can play with anybody in this league. And hopefully we see more of that kind of play out of the Dallas Sidekicks. It's easier said than done, and tomorrow night's going to be very tough. A really good Tacoma side's coming in here after you've played an overtime game against Utica. It won't be easy, but we'll see what the Sidekicks have left in the tank tomorrow night. For Matt Thornton, I'm Pete Stein. Thanks for watching the Dallas Sidekicks in Utica City on MASL TV.